Live viewer show. Comment. What's up? I need to go on my YouTube.
What did it mean? Whose side are you on?
StreamYard. So give me a second, guys. So I can see what I got going on. Anyway, if y'all could hear me or see me, now my computer won't act slow. All right. Okay, I see one viewer. What's going on? Jeez. Family text. God damn. Put that on hold. What's going on, everybody? Okay. Got it up. Jay Curry, what's up? Okay. I can see now. I can see the chat on here. What's up, Jay Curry? I don't need to open up YouTube. My first time using StreamYard. And I didn't know if you had to have a YouTube chat up along with shoot. I lost the bag on the chat already. Okay. There we go. Hey, a little bit of Reef. If y'all want to join, okay. This is much easier. If y'all want to join, I can invite you guys in. Just let me know. Net, what's up? Yuri, is that how you spell your name? Say your name, Yuri. Roman Nico, what's up? Okay, and this is so sweet. I can show the chat. All right, so we got 5 people. I'm at work actually. As you can see, I'm actually since the last time I streamed or did a live stream, I'm at a new job, which is great, and I love it. I'm the only one here actually, and it's almost like a ghost town. Where I work is not in the city anymore, or anything like that. I work out Maryland, a little further out where I live at. I actually moved to a house, so everything has changed for me in this last, let's see, since November. So November, December, January, February, March, 5 months. The last 5 months, everything has changed for me, for DC. Got married. Actually, I gotta show y'all this too. How to join. Hey, Nat, I'm gonna send you the I'm gonna invite you in the group me. Oh yeah, I gotta show y'all this. This is my wedding ring my wife got me, and she got me a wedding watch. That's what my bottle is. Sick. Did you put up the ticket? Not yet. Not yet. Nat asked, did I put up a new tank at the new job? Not yet. Not yet. But it's coming. Once I get my so this is a new construction. I'm actually a building manager, like a facility manager is my title. Of a I won't disclose what I'm doing, but I'm a facility manager, and I have my own office, and they have 2 phases to the building, this new construction. Phase 1 is done, but my office is on phase 2 side. So I use this office like almost like a temporary setup for the week, and then the weekend this turns into the security office. So I don't have my office completed yet, so I could put up a tank. But it's coming. It's coming. They know about my channel. They know about the hobby. So the staff knows that it is a desire of mine to have an office tank. I think every job should let, if it should be a certain size. I don't think over 15 gallons of say all in ones should be that should be the max as far as like desktops. And if you got an office with a door and yeah, go and put 100-gallon in that bad boy. But anyway, if you want to join, anybody in here want to join, put it in the comments. So I can't see I can't see if I go to the YouTube, but I don't see like thumbs ups and all that stuff. And all I see is what's in my StreamYard dashboard. So I'm going to text a couple people see if they could join. I hit O up earlier. Let me hit Billy Pipes up, see what he doing. He probably ain't doing nothing. Yeah, I always text. I always text certain people that I want to join a live stream. So what's going on with everybody? I know it's we're in the midst of the coronavirus, the COVID-19, and it is some uncertain times, to say the least. I hope everybody's staying safe and self-quarantining the best of your abilities. We have no true direction or answers on how to, deal with this. We've just been, as a society, we've been kind of winging it. Like things began to shut down left and right type deal. So I'm sorry if y'all hear my phone going off. That's just me staying connected to. I got family in New York, and they've been texting me and stuff like that. So, but since I'm here at work and I pretty much got most of my work done, if not all of it, I thought I'd hang out with you guys. As you can see in the back of me, that's like security stuff. Actually, that's like internet stuff. But I'm in the security room, so don't mind the background. I'm actually hoping to bring my green screen next time. I want to get like a portable green screen so I can basically show you guys my tank via video while I'm talking to you guys. So, or a picture. I don't know how y'all streamer do it. A little bit of Reef. So you got the SPS bug. Just put a bunch of sticks. I'm hoping I get that same bug soon, for sure. Because I like SPS, I really do. Not skilled in keeping SPS, but I'm going to be. That's for sure. Let me log into my group me real quick. Hold on, guys. Still try to get used to this. I got a MacBook my job gave me, and I'm still trying to get used to it, even though I like Mac products. I don't know how to use them as well as fluently. All right. So I got my group me open. If y'all on my group me, okay. So I send if y'all want the link, just hit me up. Hit me up on group me or Instagram, maybe. Yeah. I know y'all just don't want to hear me talk. Y'all want to hear other reefers talk, right? If you got Facebook, hit me up on Facebook. Right, easier to send. Because for some reason, Instagram don't let you direct message from your computer, which is stupid. So, oh, what's up, Nat? Hold on.
Call it.
All right, there you go. I got you. I got you added to the screen. Let me. This guy, bear with me. I don't know how to do this joint yet.
Yeah, I haven't joined a live stream in a minute.
I know, man. What you got going on with your tank and what
Man,
have
check
you?
this out, man. It's good that Billy put up a video today because I started panicking, man. All of a sudden, this dino bloom just came out the blue. I'm talking about
Yeah.
everything was perfect. I'm like, my sand bed is clean. I don't have no algae. Everything was good. But it popped up all of a sudden. I started freaking out a bit until I forgot. It's been a while. Like when the season changed and we're going into springtime, that happens. Where you'll get a change in the tank.
Is that
When the
really
season,
true, or is that anecdotal? If
I experienced this. I kind of forgot about it, but this like my third time experiencing this. Like soon as springtime kicking up, that's when something changes in the tank. I remember years ago when they first announced it. When somebody first mentioned it during the live stream, I'm like, I don't know about that, but it happens quite often. An exact same thing that happened to his tank. Billy just put a video out. It's the exact same thing that happened to me within a week.
So is it all right? So because if you got your tank and you don't have no like outside air coming in, say like, well, if you got a skimmer right and you pulling in outside air, that could definitely affect it, right? But how can the season? Because your tank is in the house.
Yeah.
So how can the season determine changes in your tank if you're not getting no outside interference?
I mean, regardless, there's always gonna be an outside interference, man. With windows being open,
Okay.
with doors being open. It changes. It's definitely gonna change.
They need to put that on BRS investigates.
Yeah, for real.
And
For
just because
real.
them guys know how to break down some information, some myths and stuff that we believe in the hobby, but they kind of break it down all the way to the bare bones. So I really like, maybe that's something we should ask them in the BRS on Facebook.
The first thing that crossed my mind. The first thing that crossed my mind is because I don't really run my skimmer often, like everybody do 24/7, because I don't want to keep sucking out all the good stuff. So I run my skimmer for probably like a good 2 days out the month.
2
But
days out the month?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 days out the month. Besides that, everything is looking great, man, because like I don't want my phosphate level to hit zero, my nitrates to hit zero. So I don't run my skimmer often. And I recently got a skimmer. I'm talking about, bro, I went like months upon months without running a skimmer. And everything was looking great, just water changes. And I wasn't even using anything for phosphate. Everything was just balanced out. But I ran my skimmer for 2 days. I thought that was the issue. That I ran my skimmer and just sucked out everything, and that's when I got the dino in there. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's within the season.
That's very interesting. I don't know, man. I can't say yay or nay if that's the case. But it's interesting to because I heard that before also, just like you. I've heard that before. It's like do you like I need something else to go off of too. I need something
Gotcha.
like
I feel you.
Yeah, we all got our sayings and stuff, but I kind of want some type of testing, some type of investigation behind that. But I mean, hey, it's because it's happening in real time, and like you said, Billy just put out a video. You saying it, people have been saying it, so it's not like it's a heck of a coincidence, right?
Yeah. But you know what? This what my thought is on it as well, because I did a test recently, and my nitrates and phosphates is showing. My trace, I got a little bit of phosphates in there. It's showing 0.5, but my nitrates is showing 0. So I'm gonna get something to try to bring it up a bit to see if the dino go away. That could be the case too. So it's kind of like, because my nitrates wasn't always at 0. it always had a bit in there. But now that it is at zero, it's like, okay, maybe that's the reason why the dyno came back, or I don't know. It's either that or within the season. It's one of them.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
Yeah.
But is it always a negative effect for you?
What do you mean by negative effect? What you talking about with
The change of season.
Oh yeah, it's always the moment that the season changed. We're kicking into springtime. It always and the temperature too changes because remember, is I'm not running my chiller during the winter time. Some people do; they leave it all year round running my chiller. Uh, so during this season now, what I kind of do is I run my heater and my chiller just in case. Like I just give it a little bit of room to balance out. Like I keep my heater on 78 and I keep my chiller on 80. That way, it just has some playroom in between. Because during this season, that's when you're gonna hit some cold nights, and it's gonna be like really hot during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Speaking of chillers, man, I'm planning like a huge tank build for my new house, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go with a chiller, man, because my experience with a chiller was I had a chiller from like a trade, right?
Yeah.
And it worked, but it set off too much heat in that room, and
Gotcha.
it was like I don't know, because with LEDs and all that stuff out, is like, is that worth of an investment, But now that I got the house, we
Do you
looking
got
at,
central air?
yeah, we got central air. We kind of like, I'm almost on the fence of, do I conserve that energy? Also, we're looking into getting, because our house is all electric, so we're looking into getting solar panels
Okay.
to help out with the electricity bill. So it's like a lot of unknowns. So I don't know. Like a chiller is it's a pretty penny, man. You talking $400-$500 and up.
I mean, especially you talking about a new build. Chances are you gonna go big? Yeah, the chiller gonna
Big,
be
look,
expensive for you.
I'm going big. I'm going big and wide. The length
Oh man, yeah.
96 by 30 by 24,
Oh
25.
damn. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm that's my dream. Like I was going back and forth of the should I do 6 foot, because 6 foot are like readily available. And should I go 24 inches front to back? But once like this tank I got now, the Innovative Marine, that 36 inches front to back kind of got spoiled with that depth. So I really
Yeah.
I think 30 inches is like the perfect front to back, give you that depth, but it's not really shallow, but it's not super deep. And
Yeah.
96 is definitely that's definitely, so it's gonna be in like the close to like Clifton Reef, that 350-gallon, 310-gallon.
Okay.
So all of my equipment is transferable. So it's like
Yeah.
my lights. I got 4 Radeon XR 15s. I'm gonna
Yeah.
space those 24 inches each. Then I'm gonna have the T5s, of course. And yeah, so all of my money gonna go towards like lighting. I mean, everything else I got the calcium reactor, I got the sump, I got the wave makers, I got the Trident, I got dose, I got just about everything. So this is like for me, it's gonna be like another 6 month to 7-8 month bill. So, but that's gonna be it. That's it. That's it. That's the final. And I'm putting this out here that the last tank I'm ever getting as far as like I'm never upgrading that. That's gonna be it. So yeah, definitely want to start making some beeping noise. Oh, now that was Nat. He was getting in his car. No need for it. So Chris Draper is saying no need for a chiller in the DC area, but I hear you, but I don't. It's a lot of unknowns, man. What's up, O? What's up, O? You got reaching with O in the house here. Be on in a little bit. And Billy just texting. Billy Pice is lurking, y'all. So he's watching the stream, but he's not in the chat. So
Oh, who's that? Oh,
that's Billy Pipes. Billy Pipes
oh,
is lurking.
Billy.
He gonna text
Oh,
me and he gonna screenshot a picture of me and you on his iPad.
yeah.
That's my boy Billy Pipes. Always
Yeah,
putting
Billy's
out.
a fire dude.
Yeah, he all right with me, man. I don't care who don't like him. I like him.
Yeah, he a fly dude. He a fly
Anyone have
dude.
any thoughts of the Nero 5? Was about to get one. Oh, I'm sorry. So I gotta get used to using StreamYard. Hey, Nat, can you see the screen too? Okay, can you see the comments that I just put up there?
I see the comments that you just added.
Okay. So King of Soul said, anyone have any thoughts on the Nero 5? Was about to get one, but now I'm second guessing myself. All right, so King of Soul, only thing I've heard about them was that like fish be getting sucked up in the back and chopped up. And I seen that on one of the Facebooks. Like they said they've been getting murdered. So I think people have been making 3D prints like to go on the back of that thing. Oh look, Reef just said I have a couple of them. I love them. I've never lost a fish to them, so I was surprised what happened to Fish Effects. Yeah, I think he's talking about the fish getting caught in the back of the Nero. And almost like getting like vacuumed up into it and getting chopped up. So that got to be horrible, man. I mean, I heard anemones getting caught in the power head, but never fish. Like, hey, what's up, Greg? Greg, if you want to join, I think I put the link in the chat. I don't know if y'all guys can join from the chat link. If you just scroll up a little bit, if you guys want to join, especially you, Greg, feel free. Let me see. I use one of my 10-gallon energy tank without any guards. Yeah, I know a lot of people been talking about dead fish getting chopped up. That's crazy, right?
Insane, yeah.
That is crazy. So I guess we could talk about that. The Nero 5. Didn't they come out with a Nero 3 also? Like a smaller version of it? Regardless, I wouldn't want my fish getting chopped up. Few not feed. I can't. I'm still working on the few. Okay. I have small fish, so I'm kind of worried. Yeah, King, so I'll be worried too, man. I don't want your fish getting chopped up. Speaking of small fish, right? What's your favorite small fish? Now I'm gonna start with you. What's your favorite small fish?
Flame hawk. Flame hawk is definitely my favorite fish, man.
Flame hawk, that's your favorite fish, period?
Yeah, that's my favorite fish, period, man. Yeah.
Dude, I had a flame hawk. You talking about the all red one with the black?
Yep, all red one.
So I had a flame hawk. Oh man, some years ago. But what I liked about him and I didn't like about him was the same thing. He would kind of sit on the like zoas or like corals that
opens up. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he like rests his fat behind on my corals, and they always close, so it pisses me off. Like, it's a nice fish, and I heard they eat shrimp too.
Bro, let me tell you. Let me tell you. My boy T40. I went over his house and
shout out to T40.
I was checking out his tank, and I'm like, that flame hawk is gonna tear up your shrimp. He like, nah, man, they getting along pretty good. He figured because the shrimp is bigger than a flame hawk that he wouldn't have a problem. Man, he came in one day, that sucker was split in half, y'all.
Wow.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, I can't have like the cleaner shrimp is not only just a cool shrimp, it does a job, you know what I'm saying, as far as picking up. Like my cleaner shrimp probably is like one of my most important cleanup crews. Not just cleaning like parasites off of fish, but man, they go for food like flakes, pellets. Man, they go for it. And I had my like cleaner shrimp is like a part of the family, so I definitely couldn't get no flame hawk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
He might take a chunk out of that, and nah, man, nah, man. But I was talking about small fish, right? So My favorite, I want to say my favorite all-time small fish is two. The first one is the Yashigobi, and the second one is like the scooter blenny, like any type of not mandarin.
Okay.
Those look, I love those fish. I love like the fish that kind of like they're not just free swimmers, but they kind of have like they build a little station, like a little cave, or they just
Okay.
they scurry around the bottom. Like I love because I got a nano again, I really love those two fish. So my Yashigobi hasn't come out yet. I don't know where that joint at. I know it didn't jump out, but I see the pistol shrimp come out when it's kind of like feeding time.
Yeah.
He only come out when it's feeding time, but he has to like dig. Like he's been digging his holes, but I don't see him like digging, every day, anything like that.
Mm.
Okay, Timothy says the Midas blenny. Yeah, that's another one of my favorite small. That's like a mid-sized fish. I want to say that's a small fish.
I gotta get a blenny.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about getting one.
What type?
I don't know.
What size your tank again?
A 90-gallon.
Oh yeah. That Midas, look, man, the Midas blenny is that's a nice fish, man, because it has so much, like it has nice colors. It perches almost like the flame hawk. And it's a unique how it swims, almost like a snake, like an eel. But then when it goes back in his cave, he swims backwards. Like it's like he put his his whole body in reverse, and he swim back into his cave. Yeah, it's almost like a dog. Like a dog going to his doghouse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does like that head first, and then turns around inside the cave. And a lot of times they swim backwards. Like that's one of my favorite fish. Also, I gotta get another Midas blenny for sure. Blennies are awesome. Got a lot more, and a Midas blenny. Yeah, King of Soul.
Oh, they do look good. Oh, they look pretty dope.
Yeah, you can find a Midas blenny for like $60 to $70, something like that. Man, I'm so mad. Yeah, I went to America's Best. Y'all got America's Best Wings up there?
I never heard of it. Nah, they probably do, but never heard of it.
They got that down here. And I ordered shrimp, right? I ordered shrimp with fried, but I was thinking there was gonna be like shrimp without the breading, and they get this. I hate this type of shrimp. I hate
it because the shrimp be mad little inside of it.
Yeah. Like, and I got a 10-piece too. Damn, I was fit, man.
Right. You eat nothing but bread. That's
but bread. Like it's so crunchy, man. I don't like shrimp. Like if it's fried, it can't be like super crunchy, and it needs to be lightly battered. We were talking about shrimp, but man, it just pissed me off, man. I'm like, and you know how you are giving me your money, so you can't like really like, oh nah, I can't. I don't want this.
I don't want this exactly. The shrimp is mad small in there. I be hating that,
man. Crazy. Put his backup lights and BB. Oh, he's talking about the Midas blenny. Yeah, Midas blenny, dude, man. You might want to get that fish, man. But look, you got to get a screen top because they jump, man. Them jokers jump. So that's one thing I like about the Innovative Marine line. I know a lot of people like water box tanks and stuff, but Innovative Marine sends you with a screen top. All their tanks.
Yeah, you're right. I had the 40 Nouveau brand new. It came with a screen top.
Yeah, so that's they really like, as far as the all-in-ones, to me, I think they're the best. Like water box do make nice all-in-ones, but to me, Innovative Marine, like I just got like a 10-gallon fusion setup, which I wonder if I can show you guys. Now I'm still new to this.
You gonna put it at the job?
No, not right now. It's actually in my bedroom, man. It was in the guest bedroom.
Yeah,
I had a plan to make like a little reef corner, but my wife is home. She's a teacher, and she wanted something. So she's basically home. They called it remote learning or something like that, distant learning. So she's preparing her assignments and stuff.
Oh, and for the students. Yeah. Okay.
So she's in the bed all day, like in the room. So she was like, "Can't you bring the fish tank up here? Because it's only a 10 gallons." So, man, imagine, I left all the water in it. So you talking about 10 gallons plus the rock plus sand. So you talking about 80 to 100 gallons because it's about 8 pounds each, right?
Yeah.
About 100 gallons. So I had to go up 2 flights of stairs, carry a fish tank. You know what I'm saying? And just, man, I was like, man, my arms was killing me, yo. But I got it up there. No, not a lot of water spilling, nothing like that. So, long as the wife is happy life. Because
What
now,
you got in there in that 10 gallon?
what I got in it, man. So I got basically mushrooms and zoas.
Okay.
The 2 fish I have these like these white snowflake clowns.
Okay.
A yashigobi that I haven't seen yet, and pistol shrimp. So my last fish I'm gonna put in there is the red mandarin dragonet.
Yeah.
Because all of my fish are like red and white or red, white, and so it's kind of that theme. You can't put too many fish in there. It's 10 gallons, So
Yeah.
the clownfish are basically the biggest fish. The yashigobi, I'm gonna do that mandarin, that red dragonet. So I'm trying to see if my LFS is gonna be open, because it's so crazy around here. Like they're shutting everything down. So
Insane, bro.
yeah, I'm gonna call them and see if I could just jump up there and get that joint and just come home. Cause I don't know, man. My wife just texted me, called me early, said that they're talking about doing a 24-hour, almost like
Shutdown. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah, because San Francisco is doing it, and I don't know what kind of results they saying, but it's coming through the pipeline that might be happening.
Bro, let me tell you something. Yo, that's crazy. Like, a lot of people running around getting all these things out there, toilet tissue and everything. Yo, I made sure I ran to BRS and heard to make sure that I got enough alkalinity and calcium because I was running low. So I'm trying to make sure I stack up before they stop delivering.
Do what? The calcium?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
2-part. I got to make sure I got enough of the 2-part before they stop shipping.
yeah, that's crazy, right? We think about our tanks as well as ourselves.
For
Right? Look, I'm gonna be so I've been coming to work every day. Like I said, I work in a building where right now, we don't have no gatherings of 10 or more, anything like that. I've been coming here, accepting deliveries and all that kind of stuff, right? But in the if the president makes a 24-hour shutdown, I'm what I'm saying, I'm gonna be in the house, man, and I want to have something to do. Like, so I'm thinking about I'm almost for certain I'm gonna order this all-in-one tank and start working on it, like get it cycled and start just work on it throughout the week while I do my housework, painting and stuff like that, cleaning up. But my wife threw a monkey wrench in our plans, so I don't know, man, because I only plan on having those tanks downstairs, but now that it's upstairs, it kind of plans.
Yo, water change is gonna be bananas for me, bro. You gotta do water changes upstairs and downstairs.
Upstairs, I know, right? So the thing about it is the water change, so it's only 10. I haven't done a water change on it yet because I only have zones in there. All I just do, I've really been basically manually topping off.
Yeah.
And everything's good. Like I haven't tested anything. I just been eyeballing it. I'm gonna test it like probably sometime next week because I did add the fish in this. So I want to see what the parameters looking like. But I pretty much going try to have that tank on autopilot. I had to put this comment up here, man. You guys know anyone who ate their fish tank, their tank's fish? My friend lost his nasal tank and had a fry up.
Oh wow!
Now
people do that,
right? So yeah, people do that. I didn't know people do it as go from pets to food. I know in the countries they eat, like the pets that we keep, they eat, right?
Yeah.
All right, so a nasal tank, it had to be to even feed a person, it had to be a pretty large nasal tank. Like it in comparison to the fish that we eat, like trout, croaker, rockfish. Our fish are tiny, man. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, there's no way, and it just don't seem sanitary. Like I couldn't eat a fish not knowing almost how it died. You know, like so when we get fish right from like the market or we catch our own fish, we basically kill it like with ice or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost fresh. Like that fish ain't go through no trauma or no like in his body, anything like that. Like we catch the fish, we put it on ice, it dies. You know what I'm saying? To eat a fish that died from causes that you're really not sure of, and you might be putting them parasites in your body, or you know, I will, if they cook it, you know, probably kill it, but I just don't. I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. So shout out to your friend Timothy. So hopefully he stay healthy, man, because I couldn't do it personally. You don't eat fish that die on its own. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Greg. Like, I don't think humans could get ick, but I'm not putting no parasites in no. Humans can't get ick. that I don't think humans get ick. You probably get chicken pox. You can't get ick. But what I'm saying is not eating something that died on its own and not not like you killed it. I don't know if I could eat that personally. If it comes down to eating our fish in the fish tank, I'm getting my flame angel out first, a little bastard. I hear you right. I hear you on that, Phil. So your flame angel is your flame angel destroying your corals, Phil? That's what it sounds like. I love the flame angel, man. I got one in my tank right now. But it do makes me wonder if I should put them in the big tank. So I think I'm going for sure. I'm gonna reveal this my next nano tank. So I'm gonna have two. I got a 10-gallon Innovative Marine. I'm almost 100%. I'm at 97%. I'm going with the 30 long Fusion because I probably could house more of a fish I have now. So those two are gonna be on like this nightstand I got downstairs. So I'm thinking about putting the Flame Angel in there, not with like hard, not with cords that he's gonna chomp on. What's up, Death Mage? I'm gonna feature everybody. Comment real quick. Watch out for the Corona X in town. Watch out, Corona X in town. Smart ass. The shrimp you have for lunch, how do you think it died? Okay, good question. Shrimp for lunch, I think it died. I think they caught them and put them on ice, and that's how it died. Because I'm pretty sure if it died on its own, it'd probably be stinking or decomposing or something. So most people go out there and catch the shrimp. So William, yeah, I think the shrimp that I'm not really eating, this breaded shit that I don't like, I think they caught that shrimp. People go shrimping. All right. So that's the answer to your question. I have eaten many tangs. Tristan, you're a savage. Your volume is off, Nat. I don't know if you. Nat, did you mute yourself? Oh, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear Nat? Because I can't hear nothing he's saying. Let me see something. Unmute mic. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Nah, he just nips around and caused the pops to stay retracted during the day. He hasn't destroyed anything. He's talking about his Flame Angel. What's up, Wayne? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I can't hear Nat. Nat, your audios went out. Okay, I can't hear you at all. Let's see. Not from my fish tank, but considering I feed them homemade seafood, I'm sure they're delicious. I couldn't eat my fish, man. That's like, would y'all eat y'all dog? Like, if y'all dog died, would y'all chop them up? If I got desperate enough, I mean, it fed my family.
Hello.
Yeah. There you go, Nat. You good
Hello.
now?
Hello.
Oh, who's that? That Tristan? Do we got somebody else on the stream, y'all? That's Nat.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little
You can hear
delay
me?
though. Yeah, I can hear you now.
All
Everybody
right,
want to
perfect.
join?
Going back to what y'all
Yeah.
talking about with the flame of what's the name? Angelfish. Like I look at Phil's tank and I'm like, yo, some of these brain cores like he had forever for over 25 years. And I'm like, yo, I'm wondering like, does that flame angel attacks it? Because it's a beautiful fish. I want to have it, but I don't know for the simple fact that they eat brain corals a lot.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the dwarf angels? I don't think they eat them. And I could be wrong. I don't think they eat them. I think they just nip at them, and so it causes it to, like irritated or retract or whatever. Like Phil was saying. I actually seen the damsel. I actually seen the damsel nip at one of my brain corals I had back in the day, like my 75 gallon. It was like 8 years ago, and he nipped on the joint while I was recording, and it made me cuss right there, and I was just like, oh man, like this is real. Like it's so many landmines in this hobby.
Look at Mage. Mage, you gonna eat that little dog, that little brown dog?
If no human species was available in order to survive, I would eat any animal in my house. Period. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Like people say what they wouldn't eat, but listen, if it comes to feeding your family, and staying
Yeah.
alive, hey, look, I'll kill anything and cook it up. You know, squirrel. If I could shoot a deer, fine. You know, deer meat is good actually. It's not bad at all. Possum. Uh, I don't know if I could eat a rat. I don't think I could eat a rat because they're just nasty. What else? I pretty much fry. I got a little country boy in me, also city boy. I got a country in me. Yeah. So, you people say Nat, you say what you wouldn't do, but when your stomach is growling, we turn it to savage. Human nature is to survive, man. We are to survive, but hopefully we won't ever have to get to that point. I'm sorry if my fish die in my tank. I'm flushing it down the toilet. I'm not frying it up, or I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So that's me. But I feel you. On that left. Anybody want to join the stream? Let me ask y'all, can y'all join from the chat? Like the link coming up in the chat. And I'm on streaming. I'm not let me go to YouTube also so I can see it. Whoops. Can y'all join from the chat? If y'all can, let me know. If y'all can't, then I'll send it to you another way. Let me see. I think I put it in the chat. Oh yeah, okay. I think y'all can join from the chat. Dog gumbo. Net had the comic virus. I got 3 kids. Okay. I'll season that dog up and you won't even know it was dog. I feel you on that. We probably eating dog already. That orange chicken, maybe dog. When I take what's fully grown out, I'm gonna fry everything and throw it in 20 angels. Use it as excuse to upgrade. Hey, Tristan, are you trying to Tristan, come on, join the chat, man. We need to talk. We need to talk, Tristan Reef. Put Tristan's Reef in the chat. Can you join Tristan? Dog steak, the dog gumbo. Oh, y'all going too far with the I don't know what happened to Net. Net, you just blacked out on us. Let me remove him from the stream. Net. Hey Tristan, come on, join the chat, man. We got to talk. I've been look overseas, and I've never asked what I was eating. I've been overseas, and I never asked what I was eating. But whatever it was good. It was tasty. Was it tasty, Death Mage? What you eating? That's right. You're former military, right, Death Mage? Let's see. Okay. So the chat is saying the same thing. Yeah. So, what is everybody doing during this COVID-19 pandemic? Interesting in knowing what you guys are, how you guys are holding up. It looked like food and tastes good. Yes, Navy. So I don't know what happened to that. It got bad service. Yeah, so this is interesting. I'm teleworking. All right. I guess I'm not teleworking. I'm at work actually. For the teleworkers out there, did I say that right? For the teleworkers out there. Hey, there we got Wayne Scott. What's up? What's up, brother?
How y'all doing?
I can't call it, man. What are you doing? Are you quarantining yourself? Are you self-quarantining?
You know what? A lot. I haven't really been out a lot lately, man, and that's just because I'm not doing what I'm used to doing. Like I'm not at the store anymore, so it's just here, being Mr. Mom, and working on clients' tanks. So the only time I have to go out is if I have to go get something to eat.
Yeah. So you did mention working on clients' tanks. So you actually making home visits and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay. So with is it a level of like a slight paranoia when you go into people's houses knowing that you may contract this virus, or they thinking that you bringing it to them?
Well, I think the misconception is this. I mean, they trust me and everything, but I also have that respect for them, because I will text them a couple of days before I come out, and I give them that opportunity. Hey, do you want me to come and work on your tank? And then it's either come on through, and the options are there. Either they stay the normal distance away while I work on the tank, or they just go into another room. And then when I'm finished, I say, hey, I'm done, and then deal with the transaction from there, like that.
So maybe you could, if you got a little bit more knowledge on this, and we just talk about the virus briefly, because I hate to like dwell on like something that's giving people anxiety or negative energy, but the virus, from my understanding, the virus is transferable through people, right? Or can it live on surfaces? Because I don't know. I'm just asking.
Well, the thing, I call it in my opinion, I think it's a hybrid, because if you can't, you get it through touching. So if somebody has it, whether it's that sweat or something, it's that sweat or that sneeze or that cough, and that once it gets on your body or touches your body for some reason, because it's a respiratory kind of like infection. So if you're in that area around doing that, from what I get, then hold on, let me move to the other room, because now my wife's working from home, so I don't want to. So that's what I'm getting from it, and I think it's also air. Well, it has to be airborne, because it has to transfer from one person to another, or unless you just touch somebody. And so that's the simplicity of it. I think it's a hybrid between it's airborne, and if somebody has it, if you touch them, that they're not practicing the hand washing skills,
yeah,
or anything like then that's when it gets transferred from one person to another. And me, I'm real bad because I always have to touch my face for some reason.
Yeah.
I've always been that way. So now I'm like talking to you with my hands duct taped under my armpits. So
Right.
just for that safety. But from the people that I know and the friends that I have that are actual doctors or nurses, and here's the thing, and this is just my opinion. I can't worry about something I can't control.
Me too.
You know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
So if it's gonna happen, it happens. But it takes a team for us to follow those rules so nothing happens. It spreads more. From what I've experienced just recently, because I have a nephew who's up in he went to spring break, and I'm calling him like, "Yo, man, get off the beach." Because out of respect, I said, this millennials think they're inferior, or they can't, nothing's going to happen to them. They think it's going to happen to all the old people. But he took my my request, and now they're chilling. But down here, the bad part about it is, in Clearwater, they say they can't close the beaches because if they know they close the beaches, they're losing money in them stores or in the restaurants. And it's bad enough, I've been to a couple restaurants, and shit, they're the ones down here that I go to, they're following that rule to the max, where like at the bar, every chair is at least 6 feet away.
Wow.
And then if you're sitting at a booth, you got a booth, then they got an X on the booth where you can't sit at the booth, then you go to another booth, then you got an X on that booth, and they're taking it to the max.
Wow.
So
yeah, I think it should be taken seriously, because I think initially everybody kind of looked at it as it's another one of those things, like it's going to pass through type deal. But this is seen like it's more of a like the flu, when the flu hit back in 18, whatever it was. So I think more people are taking it seriously. So
if you look at history, pretty much every 100 years something weird comes like that. Because like you said, in 1918 it was something, and then in 18 something, I think it was the influenza.
Yeah.
And then something 100 years before that, it was something else. But it's going to come and go. But everybody did the same thing. They the one thing that's consistent, if you look at those types of pandemics, they all said the same thing. They shut down the bars, they shut down the clubs, they limit this and that, and that's the best thing you can do. And just everybody has to respect their wishes, because just as fast as this thing came in, it fast it goes out. And Greg Carroll posted something else, which was kind of funny, that he said, like, they in China, they're using chloroquine phosphates to treat it. And I was like, we use that for parasites and stuff. Like, when you make it properly and dose it in your tank, it's used for that. So that's kind of interesting. That's something that we use in a hobby for prevention that they're using. And they've noticed that a lot of people haven't paid attention to that. Their things have declined ever since then. So they even closed. I heard they closed like 11 hospitals because they're not having the symptoms anymore.
Wow. So you know what? I think it's great that China, like, it's almost a little bit in front of this thing, I guess, being that they started from it, and they kind of got like I ain't gonna say an answer or a cure, but they got something going on with reducing the numbers. But I think Americans are too prideful to follow like China's lead or something like that. Or like, I think the way our mentals is set up, that we want to find a cure. Like, we want to be the answer, the end all be all type deal, and then we want to disseminate through the world.
Yeah, you're correct. We got to be number one.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. When this happened, I guarantee you, when this happened, everybody looked up to us like, okay, what you gonna do? And we were like, well, they ain't hit us yet. And then, then at the second, you think about it, in the past, 8 to 10 days, the number of cases have doubled.
Yeah.
That quick, just because nobody's listening. So you know, like I said, I don't let it affect me. You know, you can only do as best as you can, or you choose to do as best as you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, it takes a nation that we got to, you know, we can come together at a war or anything like that, but we, you know, it takes us a while to come together when something, a pandemic comes through, because we don't take it seriously because they think it's, you know, we're America, it's not going to hit us. So
Right.
and now it hits us. Now we're shocked, you know.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
All right. This kind of, like you said, we can't control this, so let's just pray and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So let's talk Reese, and we actually got two business owners in here right now. We got Wayne of What's in Your Tank. Is that right?
Well, formerly of What's in Your Tank, but that's
Oh,
I still get the calls.
okay. Well, I haven't been updated yet, so
Yeah.
we still got
We'll talk about that in the future.
Okay.
Is that Tristan over there?
Yeah, we got TRSC in the house. What's up, Tristan? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see you, man. What in the world you got going on down there?
Well, this is the shipping center. This is where all the magic happens. Shut off this floor real quick.
That's the Reef Dungeon.
That's it's my reef dungeon.
All right,
You?
what size tanks are those? The low boys?
Yeah, those are 50-gallon low boys. So basically, when people order online, they're getting stuff from in here that we're shipping directly.
Wow. Has this coronavirus affected your shipping ability?
Well, right now we're working with FedEx. There's a drop-off procedure that we do to make sure that there's very limited interaction. But some of our suppliers in Indo, Philippines, and stuff like that, there's like additional measures that they have to go through for shipments. So a lot of people might not have noticed that there might have been a spike in some fish prices, and that's because the Philippines is on a 30-day ban from shipping. So they can't ship anything out. A lot of shipments from the Philippines are being blocked right now. But fortunately for us, we were able to kind of stock up on a lot of cool stuff before the bans got put in place. And for the most part, it hasn't really affected us. There's definitely been an uptick in people ordering online, which is cool for us. Some of our local fish shops and stuff, when they sell stuff and they need to ship it, we've kind of been helping them out with shipping some of their stuff to some of their high-profile clients. But for the most part, we really haven't seen too much of an impact. Our biggest fear right now is actually if international shipments get shut down, then we're going to be in for a real party. We're going to be trying to figure out how we're going to take care of all of that.
Yeah, hey, not to interrupt, but DC, you made a point there. I still have access to all the wholesalers, and I visit a lot of local fish stores, and you can see the effect in there because they're not able to acquire a lot of stuff just because of the bans, like Tristan just mentioned. Like I was in a wholesaler earlier this week because I needed salt and everything, and I went through his fish tanks, and they weren't normally full like they are on that day that they received shipping. They were still empty and everything. So it's like, they got to wait for the next order or the next people to do their shipping with. And of course, like that with the Indo now they got to go through those extra measures before they get there. And of course, at the stores, you can see that, they're not in stock as they used to also. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought just off of my thinking, I thought that the online sales would pick up more because they're shutting down all these brick and mortar places. Like, I was trying to get some of my IKEA. I went on their website and they said they shut down the stores, so I had to go online and order it. And I haven't ordered it yet, but I would think that would be for everywhere now. Like that's their way of social distancing.
I think if the only thing that's going to hurt the online thing, like Trisha said, is if they do something with the shipping. Depending on how bad this gets, because then they're going to limit the shipping, and then some stuff is not going to get shipped in a day. And when you're dealing with corals, you know, they're
Yeah.
not shipping at 24 hours. You're pretty much
Yeah.
screwed. Inverts you can get away with a couple days, but you're playing with corals live, and can't ship them in 24 or 48 hours, nothing like that.
Yeah. So like, I mean, even for example, like some of our we use Southwest for a lot of our shipments from the West Coast. A lot of our transship stuff will come in on the West Coast and then get shipped to us via Southwest or forwarded, so to speak. And what we're noticing also now is that even Southwest is saying, hey, we have to shut down for 4 to 6 hours every day to clean and sanitize all the shipping and receiving areas before we get the next set of stuff in. So usually we'd be able to order whatever we needed. It'll land in LA, and within a few hours, 5 to 6 hours, it'll be from LA to us or from Dallas to us. Now, if we can't get a flight, that gets in by noon, we got to wait till almost like 7, 8 o'clock at night before we can pick up that shipment. So a lot of our stuff is going to be more in, it's going to be a rougher, things are going to ship harder, so, but for right now, FedEx hasn't announced that they're stopping their deliveries. And I think really only the government can shut them down. But, we're hoping that doesn't happen.
Hey, Tristan.
Yep.
Yo, I'm curious about your business. Do you have like a receiving section down there, and then you quarantine and then sell, or something like that?
Right. So basically, everything that's here that you guys are seeing right now, this is all quarantined and ready for sale. We have another area where we put everything in, and it has to stay there for usually about 4 weeks or so, getting multiple dips before it comes here. So once it gets here, you only see a lot of frags. You might see 1 or 2 colonies here for personal stuff, but for the most part, it's just going to be just frags here. And this is just because it's easier, because FedEx is literally 3 minutes down the road. So we'll pack and have everything ready to go by 7:30. FedEx picks up at 8. So from us to FedEx, it's a half hour. That something will be out of the water here, and then overnight delivery to whoever in the morning. Just helps with our survival rate in shipping overnight.
Man,
how are the endos coming in?
Endos are coming in really good, man. Like I have a bunch of endo pieces right now. Like some really nice stuff. I'm not gonna be able to see because the T5s are on this tank. They're overpowering the blues, but you can kind of see like a lot of the cooler looking endos. A lot of the let me see if I can turn off the T5s. Hold on.
Are the prices still off the hook on the endo?
Well, depends. And honestly, people thought that the prices were going to kind of go back to really cheap everything, really cheap this, really cheap that. Not really. They know what people are willing to pay, and they've
been watching us. I guarantee you, they've been watching us.
Exactly. So they know what people are willing to pay, and as a result, they have kind of adjusted price accordingly. It's not the worst thing in the world, but the prices are definitely higher. The margins aren't there where they were being. So it's better for the glass. Yeah. So this is kind of representative of a lot of the endo stuff that you can get in now.
Do you feel it's healthier now?
Yes, definitely. I mean, you're seeing stuff that's more mini colonies. I would say 3 to 5 inches. Not as big as the Aussie stuff, but definitely mariculture pieces. But they're coming in really, really nice. Really, let's see if I get that one of these.
I remember a few years ago when I used to get them in, they'll be good for 2 or 3 days, and the next thing you know, out of the blue, they were just, you just see the stuff flesh coming off of them. And I guarantee you, it was partially my fault, because when I was first getting them, I really wasn't into knowing about the stability of everything like that, and I was blasting them with like blast them and after they've been in the dark for like 24, 48 hours. So I kind of figure out why I did what I did and, became the SPS murderer.
So alkalinity is the biggest problem that you're going to get. We have systems in our receiving that are running alkalinity that are very low. We're talking about like 6.5 to 7 max is where we're running those alkalinities, more to natural seawater. And they got to be in there for like 2 months before they adjust. So basically, you got to think that the ocean isn't running at 8 or 9, the where we are here. And if you bring something from the wild, throw it into your tank under, artificial lighting, it's getting hit with probably more par than it was getting hit in the ocean, and it's going to respond, similarly. So what we found is that we had to run a separate set of systems at very low alkalinity and more natural seawater levels, and then kind of move them over into the other systems slowly. It's a slow process. So it's not like you could bring them in one day and they're ready to go in a week or two. You're looking at from getting into ready for sale. You're looking at about 2 months maximum if you're a chop shop.
Wow.
That takes some real dedication to that time invested. Like for me, if I get some corals, I'm trying to put it in the tank in like 2 weeks. That no 2 months. So I really appreciate what y'all are doing with these, taking all this risk almost, And I was looking at I don't know if you guys have watched the latest Crawfish 12G video where he went to I want to say Indonesia.
He was at Bali.
Yeah, and he was with Top Shelf Corals, and it was diving for the corals and stuff. And said like they was hand picking pieces. Like he only picked like 30 pieces out of like thousands. Like I can see you you Wayne and Tristan going down there diving, get some corals and bringing it back.
I'll go insane, man. I'll go insane. Like for example, this is a wild PC rainbow.
So how many frags can you get out of that?
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, we try not to like sell no like baby frags. Our frags kind of look like our frag gonna be about this size right here.
Okay. That's a bubblegum digi?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you ain't going cornbread on them.
We got frag. This is a frag.
What do cornbread be doing, Wayne?
Cornbread, he'll give you like a coral light stuck on some glue and sell it for like $200.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame. People shouldn't do that. All right, we got Reef Girl in the house. Shout out Reef Girl. Here in Canada, and online dry good vendors is applying a price increase across the board because of U.S. exchange. Not sure it's fair. Feels like gouging, giving in, and also applying to in-stock stuff. So everybody's feeling the effect. They on a dry goods side, huh? So what? I know that BRS did I think they live right now. I think BRS did some type of like a live stream talk about how they're gonna be shipping and stuff. Have they been affected? Are they still gonna be shipping as usual?
So we haven't seen any spike up in our wholesale aspect of things. I mean, nothing has been announced to us, like telling us that, hey, your dry goods are going to be harder or more expensive to ship to you. But I can see it happening. A lot of times this stuff will trickle down, but it'll come down through your representative, whoever you deal with at those areas. So, I mean, I can definitely see that happening.
It's supply and demand.
Yep.
Supply and demand.
If you want it and there's not enough of it to go around, or they can't get it into the country because of whatever.
Wow.
What's that piece?
This is one of ours.
Is that a millie?
Is a millie?
Is that Aussie?
This is Aussie.
So how do you cut that type up?
That type will be fragged off. The tips will be kind of fragged off like that, and then they'll all start growing back on again.
Mm-hmm.
So this is representative of like a frag that we cut maybe 2 weeks ago, and you can see where it's starting to grow over the little areas, and then we'll usually have 2 colonies, right? So we'll have one that we're fragging, one that's growing, right? So this one here would be the next one to get fragged.
Okay.
Right. And then those frags, what's that millie? That millie will look like this with usually a formed tip before we're ready to sell it.
Oh yeah, that's a nice size frag too. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You could frag off that frag actually.
Oh, there's a lot of them here you can frag off of. Sometimes when we have stuff that's been on the site for a while, it starts growing like more pieces, And then, we've had frags morph into something special. So here was a green one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has morphed into something really special. We don't have a name for it.
Remember back in the day when the frags would come in brown, and then once they get settled, they change colors.
Yeah.
Now now the color is green now, for some reason.
The green color is kind of what we've come to expect, and then you stick them under some light, you adjust them up to some par, and then they'll be good. One of our newest things that we just got in is this guy right here. I'm sure you guys saw
I saw that
post.
I want to say your Instagram or
That's right.
Man, that's crazy.
That dual.
That's a mortgage payment right there.
That's beyond the mortgage, dude. Which house is that? Is that the one on the hills or Hollywood?
I know that's going for $2K and up. I ain't going. Well, I'll let Tristan break that type of news to you guys.
$12.99.
$12.99. Well, that's half a mortgage payment for me, but still, I couldn't. Man, that is nice though. So did you guys fuse that yourself or?
No, this is a natural fuse, man. Because what you can see that the gold is running into the tentacles of the purple.
Wow. So so you are only
it's taking on the properties of a gold torch,
right,
and it's running into it. But the fuse, it's a bone fuse, so it's hard to. Let's see. That's what it looks like at the. Let's get some light on.
At the base. Oh, that looked like it.
It's a bone fuse, so it's fused together.
Okay.
They've grown together.
What are you calling that?
I think we're just calling it a TRC fused torch.
That's kind of lame, Tristan.
I know. I had better names. I had better names, but my partner's like, "Oh, we're just gonna call it a fused torch." I'm like, "That's lame. We call it something cool." I was like, like Kobe's Revenge, the LWD, LeBron's Wet Dream. I was like, I don't know, man. I was Lakers something. I don't know. I was thinking about a bunch of dumb names.
Nah, shoot, man. That Kobe 24/8.
So here's one that you guys probably might not see or have seen. The only place you might have seen it was possibly Tyler Gardens. So we had 10 of these at the last show that we went to. This is a Yaya Mensis Octospawn.
Oh, I haven't seen those in a while.
It's Indo.
Yeah, I haven't seen Octospawns in a while either. I used to that orange Octospawn, the yellow one. I remember used to have a lot of them. Cherry corals. They used to have a lot of those Octospawns. That looks nice.
It's a Yaya Mensis. We didn't even know the name of it when we got it. We were just calling it Octospawn.
So all your prices are on your website, right?
Absolutely, and we're probably going to be. First of all, guys, I'm not trying to make this a public service, and that's why I was just showing some cool corals. But we're uploading some stuff over, through this weekend into next week as well. We're uploading some crazy stuff, and we got some more.
Hey man,
Indo.
anytime I'm streaming, you got something going on, man, feel free. Maybe somebody can get a deal, you know.
And Indo frogs.
Wow.
Got different kinds too. We got the regular, not I say regular, but the neon green with the tips. And we got
I think you got a name for that octo. Reef Girls is calling it Chubby Checker.
chubby checker.
The
We
chubby,
got a golden green.
nice.
Mm.
Man, you showed the best one first though, man. You kind of
You
spoiled
messed
it.
up my day now. Yeah, I can't. I
Yeah,
want that now.
I want that Kobe 24-8. Oh, I just gave it his own name.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I gotta make I need a firm to make some payments on it.
There goes the guys. You seen these coming for a while? Heliofungus.
Ooh, yeah.
And it didn't even retract all the way. It's still like, yeah. Are you feeding those corals?
Oh yeah, they got fed this morning.
Okay.
And I saw a gold one not too long ago at a wholesaler. That joke was beautiful, and it was a long tentacle.
That's why you're talking about this dude right here.
Oh,
See,
that's
you
the
got
Holy Grail. I like the Aussies better though than the Holy Grail. I don't know.
I mean, they look amazeballs.
yeah, that's on my list. That amazeballs.
Amazeballs.
So
And,
this. So what tank are we? Is this like a display frag?
This is a shop tank.
That's an
I see it's
AK.
like a man. That's crazy. I see it's like a peninsula. So is that you use it as just a frag? It's just like a
It's more of a display. We got the shop pet in here, Moby. He's swimming around.
Okay.
But this is like kind of like a peninsula display tank that I call it Jesus water because whatever we got seems to, if it's not doing well, we throw it in here and it starts coming back. It's a separate system by itself. So if something's not doing good here, I was like, I want another system that I could just throw it in and say, Hail Mary, do your best.
Right.
This is my 2-year-old son, Fish Coco. And that's his Black Widow right there.
Oh man, that Black Widow look nice, man. Is there any splits off of it?
We've had 2 splits off of it so far.
I love that. It's something about that rose, that dark rose or black.
That dark rose that makes it go crazy,
yeah.
But another cool thing that we see too is like the orange. You see the orange here, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you see the rose in the back of it. There, go.
Dude, if I haven't done anything right, I know how to grow anemones or make them split. Cause I got so many anemones, it's crazy.
It's a peach. We got some cool zoas too. It's hard to get them right there.
Y'all making me jealous, man. Y'all showing y'all tanks. I'm just showing my. What you got going on, Wayne?
What is this? My new one. This is my baby.
This is explain that tank.
Hold on, let me get my lens.
Okay. While we looking at that, so are these the grown out zoas or these are some you got imported in?
So these are grown out zoa colonies.
Yeah, I got nothing but grasses.
I love those
clove polyps.
Oh man, I love those things. I need say that small frass for me, Tristan.
Dude, I got so many, man.
I love that, man.
Just tell me what you're looking for, bro.
Yeah, I need one of each.
Well, I got those. I got mandarins back there. I got the green ones over here too.
Yeah, I want all of those, man. I want a tank especially for my nano. I want a tank full of those things.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite core right now are Godzilla Bounce Yumas.
Oh, I think I saw it. Yo.
Whoa.
I saw that that's nice. I think I saw that at Reef Blues one year. Godzilla Bounce.
Yeah, so these are going to be going up to the side. We have them in the orange, and we got them in kind of a pink and blue. See if I can get it without making it control, like retract.
Yeah, but man, we can't. I need to come to Charlotte. Jeez.
And then we got the poor man's Frankensteins right here with they're brown, but they got these really pretty yellow skirts that bubble up all around them.
What,
Little
so
redactuses.
watching your video, they're all under the same light. The
Yep.
night saw with the
The
end.
noob site, right? So we've
The noob
converted.
site.
Actually, part 2 of the video is dropping this weekend, but basically we've converted the entire shop over to just Noob Psych. Noob Psych hybrids with the Noob Psych lights in them.
Okay.
The T5 Blue Pluses. So everything right now, I am very impressed with these lights.
Really?
I mean,
That's my welfare PC Rainbow.
Ooh.
PC Rainbow. That's the same cord that CJ got from West Coast, PC Rainbow, that died on them?
Then there's one back here that behind that valley, that's my welfare pink Cadillac.
When CJ's ready, I got him. I got lots of PC Rainbows.
I want to get that orange passion, the SC orange passion.
Hey, Cindy as Reef Girl asks what lights are those?
The Noob Psych K72 Pros.
I get.
They're like I would say like they're like Kessel pucks and AI Hydras kind of mixed together. And these are tall. These are very. This is how far they're up above the tanks. That's 24 inches, 23 inches up above the tanks.
Wow. Looks amazing. So I see you got some dosing going on. I thought you was a calcium reactor guy.
I got a calcium reactor on my big system, but the dosing in here is much better because we have stock changing so fast in here. You know, like every day the stock volume is changing, so you have to continually adjust. And I don't want to have to keep tweaking a calcium reactor over and over and over again to support it, you know? So here I just turn it down or turn it up, you know, and one shot, turn up, turn down, and it does what it needs to do.
All right, before we get to Wayne, Tristan, so I was looking at your old videos. The tank that you got, your upgrade tank, those guys went out of business?
AGE, I'm not sure. I really haven't like reached out to them or anything to like I haven't done anything like promotional or sponsored with them in a while.
Oh no, not AGE. Oh, so your upgrade tank is AGE.
Yeah, my big tank is AGE.
The stuff is
Crystal Reef.
Right. They went out of
right? Yeah, they went out of the way. Like a new owner purchased it, and you know, within 4 months, you know, they kind of ran it down. But Julian, the co-owner, I believe that he's starting up a new company. So I guess expect that at some point. But yeah, Crystal Reef they're out. They're like kind of just selling off whatever they had left, and then you know, kind of going the route of doing something new.
Okay. What is that we're looking at?
Holy Grail Heliofungia.
That's a torch?
No, it's a fungia plate like this.
That's a fungia plate?
That's a fungia plate.
It looks like a torch to me.
I know.
Yeah,
that's a baby.
And that's a baby.
That's a baby.
Wow.
Wait until these things get huge, man. Like, so these are what these are right now. This is my hand.
Well, you got small hands, man. So
I know, pretty much, yeah. Anybody want a really big hammer colony?
Is that a wall hammer or is it
It's a wall,
a wall hammer? Okay,
metallic wall,
that's for the
massive.
big tank guys that want that instant gratification, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Let
used
me
to
show you.
want
Let me
that.
show you. Let me show you my display in the house. Let's
Yeah.
see.
While you going upstairs, Wayne, what
Yeah.
what size? Because this don't look like the 500.
No, this is a 90.
Okay,
500's over here.
how's the 500 doing? Because I know you made a lot of changes to the 500 over the
Man,
years.
I had to, once I moved it and everything, and then, you know, I really lost focus on it because once I was at the store,
Yeah,
I was doing water changes like maybe once or twice every other 2 months or something, and I went through out spikes, and so, ever since, I resigned from it, it's back to normal now,
okay.
and of course I got bored, so I started this joker up. I started just like the first or second week of January, and then I let it cycle, and then a friend came through with like 20 something frags,
Mm.
and I went straight put them in there.
Any negative effects?
None. I haven't lost any of them. Only frags I lost, there was this company called Aquarium Depot that they sent me some, which they're on this rack right here. They had like a $9.99 rack,
Yeah.
and those, and like two or three of those died. So
Okay.
other than that, everything else, because I know I took a gamble, but I got lucky, and I was doing weekly water changes on it to maintain until everything settled down, and then I went and got that set up.
Okay.
So now I'm dosing it, and I keep dosing it, and got everything's pretty much stable now. I got a lot of encrusting going on. Like I got that piece from Worldwide Coral, and it's only been in there a month, and it's already encrusting on the rock. Um, Same places like that one. So far, my favorite one is that one. It's called the Gatekeeper, and that one's just got crazy hairy. And like I said, that PC Rainbow, those two back there are wild caught. The one on the left is a Cali Tort, and the right one, I don't know what it's named. And that's a green slimer. I got a red DG in the back. I got me a red planet that's right there. That's finally colored up. Uh, that's that they sold me, and that I, that coral fell on it and burned half of it off. So there goes a German blue. So basically everything is all SPS. That's Setosa. With Jason Fox.
So
That's another Jason Fox.
you definitely can add SPS after 1 month of setting up a tank.
That's what I did. Most people have clowned me on it, said
Right.
they won't last or they won't be successful. But it's all about
Mm-hmm.
stability. For me, it was stability, and believe it or not, I started it off with I was using Fritz salt, but somehow I got out of stock and I couldn't get it, so I went and got some Tropic Mare. And
Okay.
once I started putting that in there, I don't know if I'm going to go back to Fritz. It's the only thing that's difference between that is the money, because Tropic Mare costs a lot.
So as far as you said, only difference is the cost, but the results are better for Tropic Burn.
It's been the same. I don't know. I don't think the salt really matters. Everybody has their favorite salt. It's just the parameters have been stable, and I'm only using this as a test tank because my wife and I plan on moving in the next year or two if everything goes well, and I'm upgrading to a bigger tank. I want to
Hold on.
FPS.
You upgrading to a bigger tank than the 500?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's bad. We go house shopping like twice a month, and and I go into the house, and if I see a room, I'm pulling out the tape measure, and I'm like, okay, let's see how this. And the realtor's looking at me all crazy. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm measuring for a tank. It's bad when we have to walk away. It's like, yo, this house is beautiful, but it's not going to work.
You know what? It's funny because I did the same thing in my mind. I didn't tell my wife when we was looking at the house that we ended up purchasing. I was like, yo, I'm looking at this could be the fish room. But it was two things that was gonna sell me. If I had like my own fish room and I had my own basement, like a movie room. Everything else I could deal with, right? And when I saw those two things check the box, I was so like the neighborhood, like I really didn't care. Like, how close it was to her job, didn't care. Long as it had those two things for my peace of mind, I was good. So now that I got granted the whole, like, soon you come in our door, it's a room to the left. It's almost supposed to be like the dining room. That's gonna be the fish room. Like, so that could be my show tank. The problem is that I have to shore up the floor because if I'm trying to put a 300 something gallon tank over that, like I don't think it's braced properly. Like, I need some support underneath. So I've been talking to my seller, and he's going to send over like his framing guy, and he sent them over. He's like, oh, we could use this type of wood and just to shore it up a little bit more, give us peace of mind. But yeah, man, I'm with you on that.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you put in anything more than 180 gallons, I would say 180 gallons and up. Even like, if it's a small room, the number one thing that you gotta like make sure that you pay attention to is freaking humidity, man. Let me tell you something. Humidity is like the number one worst. In my sump area, I have to keep this window open almost all day long, and I'm thinking about putting a dehumidifier in this room because the humidity that these tanks generate is ridiculous. You would not even believe. This room can get so humid. DC, I want to tell you one thing since I told you here when you were here last time. Remember when I told you when I hit my fish limit, when I thought I had all the fish I wanted, I was going to throw 40 damsels in my tank? I did it. I threw 40 Kupang damsels in this display. As the last 40 of them. You can try to count them if you want to, but they are amazing.
You talking about the Azuris?
No, the Kupangs.
Oh, you talking about the Australian ones?
Yeah, the ones that had the little yellow in the.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah, yep. They almost look like the Azuri damsels.
Yeah. But they spread themselves out automatically, like across the reef. But each got their little house or whatever, where a lot of them sleep inside of this really huge colony right here. But for the most part, like they've all kind of spread themselves out. And
40, wow, that is the size tank I want. That 96. How do you like that versus what you had before?
Oh, I love it. 96, 30 deep, 27 high. Beautiful. Yeah. Awesome. Good space to put everything. Easy for the rock work. I mean, I redid the rock work. But you remember how I told you guys last time we had the Reef Church about killing tangs? Woo, I got him. No ick, no death. He's been with me for a few months now.
Oh, a powder blue?
I got one, bro. I only have to kill half of them in the ocean.
Yeah.
I got one. I got one. Oh, I did the same thing with this tank, too. I threw 40 damsels in here.
40?
Yeah, all the different assorted ones. I got Blue Devils and whatever that one's called. And
that's a Bordeaux, but oh golly, I know which one that is. The half black. I've seen those.
Right.
Bo something. Bo Gregory's.
Bo Gregory's, yeah.
Dude, so you gonna have straight Royal Rumble up in there.
Oh, no, that's the thing. There's so many in there, and they're all different types. And I threw about like 6 of each kind in there. That they chase, but no one dies.
Wow.
That's the thing about damsels. Nobody realizes that if you put them in there, like one or two of them, they're fighting for survival. But you put a bunch of them in there, they don't mess with nobody.
That's interesting, man. I'm
But this,
loving it. I'm loving everything. You did that stand yourself, Tristan?
yeah. So remember, the stand is the framing tech.
Right. And then you add the panels on it.
Right.
That's a nice touch, man.
I just saw West Coast Reefer had just got his.
Yep, framing tech as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you started the framing tech wave almost, Tristan.
Yeah, I was probably one of the first people that got the framing tech. I mean, framing tech actually built out their stand section because of the videos and stuff that I had put out. They got so many requests from people. You know, I mean, it's more like for every 10 requests, 2 stands get built, and that's because it's not cheap, right? But the thing about it is, if I don't like this, I can just rip off all these panels and paint it a different color. I could do a different style of whatever I want on it. But I will not. This is not gonna bow. It's not gonna rust. It's not gonna bend or twist or destroy itself. Nothing will ever happen to this. This can die a million times, but this will stay right here. This is forever. And the thing about it is, like, my upgrade, in 5-10 years from now, I'm still using that same stand because this whole tank is gonna come in between these two columns right here as a 2-sided visible peninsula, right? So it'll be one on each. It'll be the broad sides will be right here. So imagine that tank move forward and it's in between these two non-structural columns, but the cabinetry is going to be built out around it like that to house all
You're
of the
already planning
stuff that's over there. I've done already measured. I measured. I already know the style that I want. But basically, that is coming here. That wall will just be like a little wraparound couch or something like that for people to look at to match this wraparound couch right here. But basically, yeah, it'll be a full peninsula. It'll be a drain, an overflow on each side, all coming down into a center sump at the bottom.
So, hey, Tristan, let me ask you, with that tank, because I've been to your house and it's similar to my house. When you come in, you're on that first floor, but you have a basement also, right?
No basement.
No basement?
I'm on a slab.
Oh, okay. So this is the first floor.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you had to get it reinforced. Yeah.
Man, I wish I had a basement. Oh, God.
Oh, that's right. In Florida, you guys can't have basements, right?
But we can. You just got to make sure that joker's sealed and ready for a flood.
Right. I think there in New Orleans, they don't have basements. Something like that. Yeah, New Orleans is straight. Everything is on the first floor and going up. Yeah, man. I got it. I think I'm talking to Tank Me.
Tank Me USA?
Yeah, to do my tank. I'm leaning towards them because I like the zero hybrid. It just that price. I don't know what that's gonna cost me. So I don't know. Man, you talk offline, Tristan, about the pricing because
no, I mean, I like AGE because first of all, I don't want anything rimless. A tank this big. Okay, put it this way: if this tank were to break in my house as it is on a slab with what everybody has in a new house, sheetrock, MDF baseboards or whatever, these wooden floors with the real wood, not the laminate. If this tank were to break, I'm in for thousands and thousands of dollars in repair, right? So for me, this is steel, stainless steel, powder coated, and then epoxy. Nothing's happening there. The bottom of this tank is the PVC.
Okay.
Right. So it's PVC. The Euro brace, it's seamless. Right. So basically, it's not 4 pieces of acrylic. It's 1 piece of acrylic that they cut out to fit into the slots of the tank itself, holding it together. See, right here. It's like it's a seamless. It's a 1-piece Euro brace. So there's no there's no crossbars going across the tank front to back.
Hmm.
There's only 2 points of egress in this tank, and that's the overflow section in the back, right, which is a Synergy Reef. Don't do this, by the way, if you got a tank this big. Do not put that overflow in the back middle of your tank. You will regret it every day of your life, because I have to, use child labor to lay on a board across the top of the tank to get into the overflow at least once or twice a year to do the cleaning inside there. So he lays underneath there under these radions, getting a nice little tan, cleaning out the inside of it, because there's nowhere to access it. I can't reach, man. I'm 6'1", but my hands can't reach from either one of these sides all the way over there.
Right.
That's just not.
Where would you put it at, on the side?
Honestly, I think it'll probably be unobtrusive, right in a corner. You know what I mean? A corner of it, or maybe offset a little bit to the one side that you can reach. Okay. Maybe put the overflow, so if I was smart, then I would have put that overflow like on this side of the tank right here, so I could just line it up directly with where it drops into my sump.
Because for real, it's like, if you look at it, because you really not. I know that people get the 3 sides of what they call it, the ultra clear glass, but really you really only view it from the front for the most part.
Oh yeah.
So I will even put my overflow on one of the side, get glasses, almost like peninsula style, just to be able to access it, and all that stuff. And like you said, easy plumbing. It's not like you're doing all these turns and bends, to get it lined up.
Oh, also I was gonna tell you, this is one of my favorite fish right here. I don't know how good the colors show up on with the filter on or whatever, but this lavender tang right here, oh my god, it's just an amazing fish. She got like the best, most amazingest colors, like in the fins and stuff. And a lot of people sleep on this fish because it's not an expensive fish, but when it's smaller, it's not that pretty. But when it gets, I would say that's maybe like 6 inches, maybe or so. When it gets about 6 inches, man, for me, she steals the show compared to my Naso easily. Wow. He's more recognizable, but I call it she because I think these two are together. They were kissing in the thumbnail I seen.
Yeah.
But she is. They're so personable and nice fish. But I think that's probably one of the most underrated fish for people with a tank that can support it. Obviously, right. Another fish is this dude. I love this
Peppermint Hawk. Yeah, I used to have that guy, man. He'll crush your shrimp, but man, that's such a beautiful fish, man.
I can't handle shrimp, man. I got Scott's fairies in here. I got too many wrasses. I got a Maori leopards. Look at this dude. Get out of the picture, Jesus.
Yeah, he'll crush any shrimp you put in there, huh?
Oh yeah. But I mean, I sneak in some cleaner shrimp at nighttime every so often. But for the most part, though, they'll leave them alone if they're big. You can't get them little baby shrimp. They're gonna get ate.
Yeah, my family loves the shrimp too much not to I do want the peppermint hawk, so I might just leave shrimp in like the nanos, but my family they like the shrimps too much to the shrimp and the cleaner wrasse. That's their favorites right now. Mm-hmm. So I gotta have those in any tank I get. But yeah, I might look up AGE, man. I want to compare the prices, but it's something about that tank me, man. They had the
reinforced seams or something.
Yeah, man. They got the so like when you clean the glass, you're not crushing the silicone.
I mean, my tank's about a year old. The silicone has been holding up very well. Okay. And I use this is thick. This is thick. This is some thickums in here. The thing about it is, I think there's not as much pressure on these seams as like rimless tanks are. And I think it's because of these, like this thing here at the top and this at the bottom.
You see that stainless
steel? Yeah, this epoxy stainless steel coated, one piece welded, like damn near like invisibly smooth welds. This thing is so sturdy, man. I never. If this tank leak, I'll eat my words, and I'll give it away to somebody. Because honestly, I'll fix it and give it away to somebody. Mark my words. Save this live stream. Because for it to leak, it would have to go through so many layers of BS to leak that I would just be like, damn, well, it was just destined to leak then. There ain't nothing I can do about that. That was going to happen regardless of what I did. But I mean, I use this magnet scraper right here, the algae free. I mean, I had this thing for years now, but I use those blades. It's always attached, and you know, my thing is like this seam, this little extra right here. You don't even need that there because the meat and potatoes is right here. It's in there good. Right. But I mean, I'm still careful when I clean on it or whatever, you know.
And I be going to town, man, and I just don't be realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, man, I messed up the silicone, but it's like the tank meat. They have the hybrid zero overflow, so it's like seamless and like it's like the external overflow does not stick out in the tank at all, and it's like flush to the glass. It's just certain things about that tank, man. I'm like, man, like if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be the final tank. I need to do it. Like, you know, I need to really do it. So
I'm not saying it's not a good tank. I'm just saying like if the prices are concerned, it's just like different. It's different ways of getting water. You know what I mean? It's just a different.
Well,
it's just a preference.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm gonna get both prices because is this something that you recommended, like them doing that still seem, you know, bracing, or is this something that they was doing already?
No, this is something that they were doing already, and they kind of recommended it for really big tanks. Okay. And for me, that was like super important because leaking is. I mean, I got little kids. My kids like to come over here and sit down in front of the tank. I mean, half of the time they're on this couch, just chilling or playing in this room. Yeah. And you know, watching the tank or whatever. My baby will come over here and sit down here, drink his bottle, and just fall asleep. You know, just watching the tank. So I can't afford to have anything that might leak or destroy my home. I mean, it's a brand new house, and like for what I pay for these floors and this paint and this like replacing them, you gotta think 350 gallons of water in an open floor plan like this. That water just going everywhere in the kitchen and the living. You know. I mean, dude, like I can't afford that, man. That'll break me. That'll make me get out of the hobby. That and it'll turn my wife from a reef supporter to a reef murderer. Y'all gonna see my ass on CNN. And in other news, aside from the coronavirus, a local woman has killed her husband due to his fish tank exploding and ruining her Brazilian hardwood floors.
Yeah, oh man, that'll be tragic for sure. But like you said, this
it froze up on DC. Yeah, okay.
I just couldn't see my I don't know. This seemed like the perfect size 350. I was looking at the I think you get a little bit higher than what I wanted. I was gonna do like 25,
okay,
tall, but 30 front to back, 96 long, and like 25 tall. And I just, you know, I don't know. I don't think I will be. I'm not the type of want to do that 1,200 gallon or 600. It just seemed like a little bit too much.
No, man. Like I had to treat it with Chemiclean the other day because I had some cyano popping out, and when I see cyano popping out, I know something is off, and I just treat it with Chemiclean right off the bat, knock it out. 24 hours, it's gone. But that kind of leads me to a public service announcement for everybody who's watching. I don't know who's still here. Seeing as how everybody's home right now, right? And it took me a while to do this because, you know, I'm like everybody. I mean, I got the business. I got my 9 to 5 working for the man. But I didn't want to do this, but I did it. Open up your sump area. Put down a blanket. Get your behind down on the floor. Bust out your equipment. And then start looking at everything. I mean everything, every piece of equipment that you put on your tank. And if you don't find an issue, and it's based on an honesty policy, instead of one free frag, I give you 2 free frags in your next order. And if you do find an issue, I'll still give you a free frag in your next order. But doing this, seeing that I'm on social isolation, I got in here and I just started looking at everything, man. And I'm like, all right, what do I see first? Well, it's not as bright as it used to be. And why is that? Well, I burnt out some LEDs on my lighting strip. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what LEDs can do if it drops into my sump. I don't know. Maybe they'll kill my SPS. But I digress. So then I'm looking around still and going like, oh, look at that. I got some rust here. What are these rust flakes doing to my refugium? Growing my chaeto, obviously. But what else is it doing to my tank? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, I just got in here, man, and started looking at every screw, nail, little bits and pieces. Like, you know, this is like stuff I added. This didn't come with the tank. I added these magnetic things. But look, it's all rusted out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you wondering why you're having problems or algae problems. And it could be something stupid and simple like, you know, is this thing all clogged up? Will it work if your thing shuts off? You know, if your water shut off, is your tank sweating? And it's hot. It's hot where I am right now. But I'm looking at this right now, and look, you can see sweat on these pipes. You know, it's sweating right here. So I'm talking about like, and you don't know where that pipe is running to, right? You know, it's running up to my return and the drains and whatever. But, you know, stuff dripping on that, running down, you know, that's rusting back there. Where is it at? That little pipe hanger, that's rusting. So, and that pipe is sweating. So is it sweating all the way over here, getting into my sump? You know,
yeah,
you don't know.
I agree. Like, I think it's a lot of stuff that's going on under the tank that we just not even, you know, kind of almost oblivious to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's because you don't want to do it, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. It's like a reefer's worst nightmare. Like I mean, okay. Everybody's calcium reactor. I've seen lots of people with their calcium reactors outside of their tank, right? So here's a $250 carbon doser, right? Works fantastic. But if I get down here and I look at this gauge, it's rusted out, right? It's rusted. It still works, but it's rusted. That's rusted. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, here's my leak detector. I haven't looked at this in a while. Let's look at the bottom of your leak detector. Your $50 or $60 leak detector that you bought from Neptune. And this is supposed to warn me wherever I am in the world if something happens. Well, look at that. That's a lot of oxidation on here. Will this leak detector work? Will this rusted screw work? Will that rusted screw work? Are they part of this circuit that helps me detect the water? I mean, it's stuff like this that, you know, it'll make people come out of the hobby. Here's a part of synergy that nobody ever talks about. Over time, there's no leak behind my tank, but honest, you can barely see it. But by my synergy overflow, right underneath it, there's a bunch of salt creep there.
Right.
And where's that coming from? It's just from that being close to the tank and, you know, some water coming in. And when you look down on the floor right below my sump area in the back, there's a bunch of salt where it's dripped off, where it's actually, you know, here's a pipe that is this pipe actually leaking? No, it's not leaking, but this salt creep that's here, it's because of just water. You know, it's just water vapor condensing on this pipe and causing salt creep. So it's like, I got this big 350-gallon tank here in my beautiful living room, and it looks good. Everybody comes over and they see this.
Right.
For me as a reefer, I don't have very many opportunities to go in here and look at this.
Yeah.
Where all that, you know, $5,000, $10,000 worth of equipment is underneath here. Trust me, if you guys stop what you're doing tonight, grab a flashlight, get into your sump area, you're going to find problems, and you might find what's causing you whatever problem you're having with your reef at that point in time. Just a public service announcement. I did it. Now I have a list of crap that I need to fix.
And look, this is the perfect time. You know, you in the house all day, and you can get it done.
Yep.
You know, most of us is on, either remote working or, I guess it's all remote working, and you have the time. Like you have there's no excuse now why. And I think Ryan and Randy was talking about yesterday. It's like Ryan's gonna grab a tank from BRS just to keep him busy, like because he has no tank set up. So it's like the perfect time to get into that deep maintenance. Even if you stretch it out for the whole week, say I'm gonna hit this part, because to be honest, we probably gonna be out for a couple more weeks, as far as this remote working and stuff. But man, it's you touched on some points. Like I dealt with the same thing. Like, where's the salt creek coming from? Like I know I glued all the pipes. It ain't leaking. It just like you said, it could be anything. It could be splashes. It could vapor, like you said, it could be anything. So
yeah, like I did something stupid the other day. Like I took a par reading in my tank, right? And I'm like wondering to myself, like, why the hell is my par so low in this front area? These are how my lights are oriented. I mean, it's 5 Radion G4s with diffusers on them. I had them at around 80%. Why is it so low in the front of the tank? So I'm taking a par reading up here against the glass, like down here on the sand bed. I'm just like, yeah, I'm only getting like 150, 200 on here. It's 80%. I'm expecting like 250. And then I look up here and I look at this nice, beautiful Eurobrace, and it had a lot of salt creep on it. I wiped the salt creep off, jumped up like 60 points to like 280 par. And it's because of salt creep. And the same thing in the back. I can't see the salt creep from underneath the water. I gotta look above. Looking at this right here, this gets dirty too. Take it outside, spray it off with a hose, wipe off all the salt creep. You come back, this thing looks brand new again, letting in more light. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's kind of one of those things that even the best reefers, sometimes I think the most successful reefers are successful by mistake because they have gone so long that Murphy's Law kind of skipped them on every pass. They just won the lottery every time it came around. And they have great tanks. It's all grown out. The corals are doing great. And then one little issue, they start having unexplained issues in their tank, and they can't figure out why. They did an ICP test, didn't tell them why. They did 50 water changes, didn't tell them why. I mean, hell, thinking about it now, my crash, a summer ago or 2 summers ago, could have been because of rust. It could have been because of something in here failed, ran up in here or got dumped in the tank by mistake. I don't know. I'll never know. But I do know that I've identified all those possible points of egress of bad things into my tank. Now I got to fix them. It's now my goal to try and figure out, okay, can I wrap these pipes? Can I put a dehumidifier over here and just run it so that those pipes never sweat? And maybe I'll never get any rust or anything like that underneath there. So, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that you got to look at, try to figure out.
Man, you dropped some a lot of knowledge on me today, Tristan. Like it's really got me thinking, man. Like I said, I got a new build that I aspire coming up, but I didn't all the factors that, and it sucks for you that he had to be the guinea pig, but it's kind of good for me that I could kind of avoid some of those things that you experienced, man.
Yeah, like even these these hanging kits, right? Everybody uses these things. Everybody's using these hanging kits. You're hanging your light, you got a hanging kit, right? Those rust, these are rusting right now.
Can you cut those off though?
Yeah, you can clip it off, but I didn't because I might want to lower my light one day. I might want to raise it up one day. I don't know. I left it here. I paid money for this, so I don't want to, cut it and then have to rebuy a new one day to do something. But you think about the important things like what's holding my light up? This, which can rust. Those are aluminum. But I got 2 screws up here holding it up that can rust.
Yeah.
If this gives away one day, it could send, a couple grand worth of lights and this into my tank. And if you think it's the brand, here's Radeon. This is the stuff that Ecotech sends. That's rusting too. So it's not the brand. No, I don't think any brand is immune from it. It's just one of those things. Like, why is this rusting? I don't know. Is it supposed to rust? Probably not. Is other people's rusting? I guarantee you somebody go checks their lights has been up there for a couple months. Probably is.
And I think so what was your reservation instead of like having a canopy sitting on top of the tank?
Access.
Okay.
Access to the top of the tank for feeding, access for airflow across the top of the tank. This ceiling fan does a lot of the airflow in this room itself. I just want to have access. The thing about having lights like that is that every time I need to put corals in there, and this is especially important for people who are building their tanks, you're gonna be in there once or twice a week, gluing something in, moving something around. I mean, I got this big old pick stick right here that I go in here and move stuff when it gets flipped over, pick up snail shells and stuff. I can't be getting this sticking to a canopy and trying to maneuver it around and all. Nah, hell no. So having it like this, if I need to raise this up out of the way, I pull on that right there. I pull on that right there. Just lifts up out of the way. Or just like that. And I have the whole access to the top of the tank. I can move these off. Complete unfettered access to get my hand in there, lean over, dunk my head in, put on some goggles, whatever the hell I need to do what I need to do, But that was my whole thing. And this floating canopy, it's nice because, okay, you guys can see it now, but as a person here standing up, the lights are not in my eyes in the tank, right? So I'm not seeing those LEDs. When I'm like this, you can see them, but standing up, like this is at my face height right now, you don't see the lights in your eyes. So that was the whole point of the floating canopy.
Okay. Good to know, man. Hey, man, I'm learning a lot, man. This gonna be my first venture into getting a big tank, something beyond 4 feet, and I'm just trying to get all the nuggets I can and all the information I can. Like I got in my mind, how you got you want a tank, right? And you kind of in your mind, you kind of have it planned out first, and then you start putting it on paper and you start buying the stuff for it. But it's good to see your struggles, so I could improve on what I got in my mind already. So a lot of stuff I didn't consider. I definitely was gonna have like the overflow on the back. I'm reconsidering that. I'm reconsidering a lot of stuff. Like I don't know. I'm almost certain I'm gonna have the overflow and the returns on the side glass, and just because it's gonna be custom built. So whatever I do is that's it. And I'm just trying to think ahead. Because once you go that big, it's like ain't no turning back, right?
Another important thing to consider too, even with your overflows or your returns, that's a big one too. Like, where do you want to put your returns? Because I kind of screwed up. I thought, hey, what's better than the overflow in the middle, returns on 2 ends? Well, that turned out not to be that great because now I have one return in the corner where I would normally put like an MP40. And if I put an MP40 directly next to that return, something's getting blasted. Something getting ripped out of the water because there's so much flow coming from that one corner. But I think, if I had to plan it again, I would probably stick with maybe one return. Get all of my return. That way I only have to have one pump and then have another pump on backup. Something like that. If I wanted to, if I was doing it again, I might actually consider putting my overflow in one corner to just make it easy for me to access pipes. If I did it again, I might want to silicone that Synergy Reef overflow box to the back of the tank, in addition to the rubber gaskets that they have right there, because over time, in between the box and the tank, that little heat spot that generates there condenses water, and it looks like your Synergy overflow is leaking. But you guys also think about this. This happened to me. That Synergy overflow being in the middle of my tank, 4 feet away from either end. When I was filling my tank, it wasn't tight enough. I thought I tightened it, but once that water filled up and that glass got a little bit of pressure and wiggle room, it kind of loosened a little bit. So in order for me to tighten that Synergy overflow nuts in the thing, I had to climb in the tank, go behind it with some channel locks to try and tighten it as I'm in the tank, and the water's going over it because it was leaking down from the back. There's no way for me to tighten it otherwise.
Yeah, you kind of almost convinced me. I'm definitely gonna have my overflow on the side there. It's gonna be a peninsula, whether it's viewable on each side, whether I like it or not, because it makes more sense. Like I could just straight put my pipe straight down and into the sump. Any adjustments I gotta make is right there. Like I can reach it. So
and it's not intrusive. I think if it's on the back wall and it's that small, it's about an inch off of the back wall. I don't think it's that obtrusive on either side, because I've kind of like pictured it in my mind and kind of moved it around a little bit, like mocked it up to see how it would look on each side. And I didn't think that it was that bad. And King of Soul mentioned maybe slow down the return pump if you want to add power heads. Well, see, my only problem with slowing down the return pump is I got 350 gallons. And I need that 350 gallons to go through the meat and potatoes of my sump a few times an hour, right? So I personally, and this is just me, I prioritize the return and flow through the system, through my filtration, over the in-tank flow, because I feel like I can position those power heads. It might not be the prettiest places to put them, but I think I can get all of the flow where I need it to go in the tank. But adjusting that flow through the whole system, getting through that skimmer, going through that refugium. One thing I used to hate with a lot of the tanks that had the overflow and then the return right there next to the overflow, I'm like, how much of that water that you're pumping back into the tank is going right back down that overflow? So like, how much of the tank water is going in to the sump versus you're pumping some water out of the sump, yeah, but some of it's coming right back down. That pull of that water is coming right back down too. And if you put that return nozzle too low, then you got to worry about like back siphoning and stuff like that. So you can't even like try to force it. And plus, it being so close to the overflow, I felt that the return pushed the nasty stuff away from the overflow. So that's kind of why I wanted no type of return next to the overflow. I kind of wanted it in the back with all of the flow going towards it. So, if I need waste to go down, it's going to go down. Everything is conversing right around the middle of the tank, and it's going right down that overflow versus kind of getting blown around. So I mean, I guess it's a whole bunch of stuff to like think about. Peninsula's bringing their own set of issues, whether or not you want a power head on that peninsula side, if you want to come over the top and put stuff in the tank that way to get some flow on that short end. But
yeah, I think for me, having it on, because I have 2 MP40s, I have 4 waves by Neptunes. So I have plenty of flow, I think, for that size tank, a 96 by 30 by 5. So if I could put as far as sightly, if I could put the MP40s on the far end, because they have external dry side, and then I could position my waves, almost anywhere. I think
in the back, like 2 on the top corners and then 2 lower.
Right. So having the returns to me, like, I mean, you pose a good point about the return water being close to the drain, where I was probably pushing it back right down the drain. Maybe I'll point mine down. I don't know, create like a siphon break. To me, that's a smaller issue than having that drain on the back of the tank and not be able to access it. You know, I mean, access to me is a premium almost. Yep. And I even thought about leaving about 6 inches away from the wall for the tank to get behind it, because I have a window that's right there, and I want to be able to open and close that window without having to maneuver my way under the sump, you know. So I thought about that also, and how far that's going to stick out. So yeah, it's all been, you know, it's all been the wheels been turning. But
you know what actually be nice though, and you might see them. They're called like exhaust fans. So whatever stand that you end up getting, right? If you wanted to like put an exhaust fan under your sump area, right, where one pulls air out and one pushes air into your sump area to circulate that air in there.
Yeah,
because that window's directly behind your tank.
Right.
And nobody can break in unless they crawl through your tank to get into the house.
Right. And
I mean, you can obviously secure that the right way, but you know, use those flexible aluminum ductwork like the dryer ductwork. Yeah, to just be able to recirculate that air inside of your sump area where your skimmer's pulling from. You don't got to poke no holes in your wall. It'll just pull it right from that window. That's gonna cut down your humidity a whole lot, especially in that sump area. In the summertime, it's gonna be fresh air. Your house will cool the big tank. It'll circulate in your sump area, the air out of there, so it doesn't become too humid.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, you know, your heater will take care of anything, or you could just turn off the fan or slow down the fan or whatever, you know, to circulate that air there. But, you know, that'll help with your pH a whole lot too.
Yeah, it's interesting because I never had an instance where I was near a window. In my field, I always lived in an apartment when I had these tanks. So it's definitely like it. I mean, like she said, my wife said the same thing. Like, you're gonna have that window open, people gonna break in. I'm like, yeah, they ain't gonna be able to get in. They ain't gonna be able to get in the house from that side because the tank will be right there. So it's just a lot that you know, it's a lot of planning. Like I said, first thing,
put the breaker bar. You know, I mean, you put the window, you put it down to where you need it to go to, and then in between the top of the windowsill and the top of the actual top of the window opening, you cut a piece of wood or you put a piece of steel, screw it in, and then they can't open up the window at all.
Right.
And you only need about 6 inches to put that air exchange going in there. They come flat like that. They don't. It's not always big circles. Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Like them vents.
Yeah. I'm like a window unit almost.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, man, you definitely gave me a lot of food for thought, man. For sure. I'm definitely I'm gonna check out AGE for sure. And I'm almost leaning like what I seen from Tank Me, just the prettiness of the tank, man. And just I was like, man.
I'm not listen, my thing is like if I had to do it again, I would go with AGE because it's what I know. But I don't think I would be disappointed if I went with Tank Me, other than with the price. But if it's a dream tank and you know you're willing to kind of go all in and do what you got to do, I would say do it, man. I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Yeah, I'm really I gotta talk to him about cross, because I don't want to cross bracing. So if that's something that he can't do in that size, then I definitely, since you have an example for me, I definitely go HEE. I looked at the tank that Worldwide Coil had made, the exotic, can't remember their name, exotic something that they did for all their big tanks. They
exotic reptiles and something like that.
Aquatics or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I want something, because AG is in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had it shipped to your to Nemo's and they
Right. So actually, I saved a whole lot of money by not having it shipped to anywhere other than to the truck depot.
Hmm.
And Nemo's picked it up at the truck depot. So they went to the truck depot, inspected the tank, right? Popped it open, looked at the glass, made sure it wasn't scratched or broken or whatever, and then said, okay, it's good to go. And then let the truck load that into their van, and then they brought it over. I'm gonna say this to anyone: you getting a tank delivered that big, or you getting a tank put into your home that big, pay licensed professionals to do it. Don't rely on your homeboys. Don't rely on your family. The reason I say that is because I love my family. And if someone overestimated the weight, made a mistake, dropped it, broke it, I'm not going to go chase after them for the money because they're doing me a solid, right?
Right.
Now, if I pay someone to do it and they break it, oh, you best believe I'm gonna get mine, right?
Fully
And
insured.
I won't have any qualms about doing that. But something that big, man, with people who don't know what they're doing or are not used to what that weight's going to be, or the fact like, hey, you shouldn't put the tank down on top of the bulkheads. You shouldn't lift the tank by the Euro brace. No, you don't want to touch this tank, or you want to take off all your bracelets and your iWatch and your fancy gold diamond chain.
Right.
And you want to use some gripper. Trust me, after you get done finished buying the grip gloves and renting the suction cups and arranging, 10 or 15 people to come and lift a 300-gallon tank safely into your home, you better pay an LFS to do it.
Yeah,
because they'll do it right.
Right. I'm definitely gonna listen. I had and I did a video. I had Moki and Telegram and Ben. I had all my local reefers help me with this. This is a Lagoon 150, right? And it's 36 wide, and it's 4 foot, and it's like 20 inches tall. And that thing was a beast. It was a pure beast, and I moved longer, more gallons of tanks before than that. That 36-inch front to back, it was so heavy. Like, and we only went up like 2 flights because I live on the 3rd floor. I said after that, I would never. I wouldn't put my friends through that. Like I felt bad that I fed them and stuff and we hung out, but I felt bad that they did that because I was like, man, if they would have dropped the tank, I couldn't blame it because it was that heavy, Tristan. Like it was. And I said, you know what? That's why another thing that led me to Tank Me. They're gonna do the delivery and the install.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
That was like, okay, so like I said, I got to compare price. If it's way off, then I have to make a decision. But knowing that they do the delivery and they set, install setup, I'm almost like, okay, this is a one-stop shop type deal. So if they break it, they're the tank manufacturer. They're gonna
they can take care of it, right?
Right, they take care of everything. So I need to call him again because I haven't talked to him in like a week.
Yeah.
So.
Another thing too with big tanks like that, man, you got to understand too that a lot of people don't take this into consideration, and I had to learn this. I can build 10 tanks out of one 8-foot by 4-foot piece of 3/4-inch tank glass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if part of it is scratched, I'll make that the bottom. If part of it's scratched, I'll make that the back. Nobody ever gonna see that. I'll put the scratch on the outside, stick on the black vinyl, and no one will ever see that it's scratched.
Right.
Part of what you're paying for in a tank that big is flawless glass.
Mm-hmm.
Glass that doesn't have any nicks or chips or inclusions. It's like honestly buying yourself a diamond ring because flawless glass in those sizes that are for like aquarium use, so not for commercial plate or making windows or putting up in an office building or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is expensive.
Yeah.
You know, your glass dude gotta, you know, damn near hand pick the glass and go through a lot of stock to get you, you know, roughly 5 pieces of 8 foot by 4 foot glass to build
Right.
that tank. That's 3/4 inches thick with no chips, nicks, or weird crap going on inside of it. So, you know, that's what you're kind of paying for, the
Yeah,
exclusivity of getting that glass.
I agree. Like, I don't know. I heard Reef Savvy is the most expensive. Um, I don't know what their prices are, but I'm pretty sure they picking the. I visited Dan, his place up there. I actually visited twice, and he's the type of guy that has, he's button up type of guy. So he wants his tanks, even though they're frag tanks. Frag tanks. He has some displays, but he wants that to reflect the type of person he is. Like, and these are final. Like, what I'm saying? This is it for him. So, like you said, you go with the quality over saving a few bucks because of that reason alone. And then it's custom too. So, you're getting all the specs you want, you're getting the dimension, all that stuff. So, like I said, for me, and I told my wife, I said, even though I just got this tank, I did not know we was gonna get a house. I said I would have waited. She was so anxious to get a house. It set my mind. It reset me like, okay, I'm anxious to get this tank now because we got this house, and I'm refused to have a 4 foot tank in my showroom where I want a 6 foot or better yet, I want an 8 foot now. Now that I've seen the 8 foot, I can't unsee it. Like I said,
Yeah.
nah. Once I seen it in person, I was like, yeah, the 8 foot is definitely the one. So
See, personally, one of the things that I actually struggled with myself, coming from the north, I was a renter, right? I rented apartments, all my life basically. It's just buying a house in the north unless you got a couple million sitting in the bank. It's hard to do.
yeah,
Even with a good job or whatever. When I came down here, I still had that mentality. So when I actually purchased my first tank living here at this house, I went with what I thought I wanted, which was roughly about 180 gallon, 5 foot by 5 foot by 30 inch by 27 high tank. And I built an 8 foot stand for it. And that's probably where I made the mistake. I built an 8 foot stand to give myself all the room I wanted to underneath to put all of the different filtration things that I know that I would want. And I looked at it for a long time. And
yeah.
and I had so many people who would come over and say, oh, yeah. Oh, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to put 2 tanks on the side? I thought about putting 2 tanks on the side. I had that. Put 2 smaller tanks and maybe a seahorse tank, maybe a non-photosynthetic tank. I was in my mind, I kept thinking about ways to use up this extra space on either side of the tank. And I just finally my wife was just like, why don't you just get a bigger tank? I was just like, yeah. She like, yeah, just get a big one that takes up the whole thing. I'm like, literally 24 hours later, I had the tank ordered.
Yeah.
24 hours. I went the next day.
Oh, it wasn't custom. It was
No. I went the next day to Nemo's.
Okay.
Told them what I was looking for, and told them who. Because this was before we started the business, so I didn't have access to like wholesale and all that stuff. And AGE, you go through an LFS to order with them, right?
Okay.
So I went to Nemo's and said, "This is what I want. These are the manufacturers that I'm looking at. Get me quotes." And they came back like, I think it was the Saturday evening, probably like 7, 8 o'clock. They got emailed back the quotes from Planet Aquariums and AGE. And I also went to Custom Aquariums to see what they had. And so Planet and Custom were both having 2 problems. There was a glass shortage of flawless glass. So they weren't getting flawless glass to make those big tanks. So instead of being like 4 to 6 weeks, it was more like 8 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
Because they wasn't about to order 3 pallets of glass to build me 1 tank.
Right.
They were going to order 2 pallets of glass, take out some flawless pieces for me, and then on the next order for the next batch of tanks, they would pull out 2 more pieces until they had enough to build an 8-foot big tank for me, right?
Okay.
The only person who had the flawless glass was AGE. They had it all in stock, and they came in at the cheapest price for me with the most features. And after I asked them to kind of send me a video of like how they did all their stuff, because I was going to put it in my video, they kind of showed me all the different areas and what they do differently. And really what sold it to me more than anything was the no cross brace and the 1-piece Euro brace. That's what sold me on the tank. No cross brace, 1-piece Euro brace, and to some degree the PVC bottom, because that meant that I could drop whatever the hell I wanted on it and it wasn't going to break.
Right. Okay, yeah, you definitely gave me some food for thought, man. Like I said, I'm battling right now. Planet was on my list because of the actual tank I wanted is available on saltwateraquarium.com, but the only problem is it's not 30 inches front to back, and that's a deal breaker. Like I was thinking, like, man, can I deal with the 24? And I don't think I can, man. I don't think I can. So
now, once you see it, once you see the depth, okay, once you see your fish go sideways like that and then turn and swim back into the tank,
yeah, it's no way. Yeah. So I like I said, I got 36 now, but that extra 6, I think the 30 would be perfect. I with Planet, I don't know. That was one of them, and like I said, I looked at CD Crystal Dynamic in California.
In Seattle, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. They didn't do 96. I had to get that custom. I haven't got a quote from them yet. But looking at the 84s, I was like, man, the price was just crazy.
Have you reached out to Miracles?
No, I don't know who. I never heard of.
They got a website, Miracles Aquariums. They do a good tank too.
Miracles?
Yeah, Miracles Aquariums. Yeah, they're actually, I think, in Canada or something like that. Yeah.
Right now, with all that's going on right now.
Bro, trust me, this tank for you is probably still a good 6 to 12 weeks out, more than likely, with because some of the glass comes from like China.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not looking to get nothing until like November, December type. I'm patient, very patient with this tank. Being that all I gotta do with it. Like I said, and tank me, like I just like the quality, just that quality
dude, and that's what it is. If your heart is with tank me, I say do it, man. You're not gonna go wrong. You're not gonna go wrong. It's like
right now or tank me.
Like honestly, having seen tanks from all of these people, none of the people that you've mentioned just now would give me any cause for concern in doing a big tank. Okay. The only cause for concern I would have in your case, and it's something that, me and my partner, we do a lot of setups, man. We do a lot of setups. And one of the reasons why I redo the Elos tank so often is because I like to show people all the different types of tanks you can have. You can have a tank with nothing but zoas in there or nothing but euphyllias in there. And it's going to look fine. Like, you don't have to spend $3,000 to make your tank full of fish. You could throw in 40 damsels and it'll look beautiful and so much activity because they're always out. They never hide. They're always out chasing, eating, swimming, doing what they got to do. And they don't eat coral. They're reef safe. They're damn near impossible to kill with any disease that you could possibly think of. I mean, hell, you have to really try to kill some of these fish. And it's great for a beginner, and it's great for somebody who just wants a lot of action in there. So put your trophy fish, put your blue tang, put your yellow tang, your staples, right? Quarantine them. The rest of the stuff, I don't know. I just threw those in. I didn't quarantine none of them dams. I threw them in because I knew they were bulletproof for the most part. Yeah. But for all the setups that we do, where we tell people, it's not only about the tank, it's about managing the damage to your home. Because we've set up a lot of tanks in very, very high-end homes. The kind of homes where when you're walking in there carrying the tank in, you're wearing the little booties on your feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they don't allow shoes in the house. Or the kind where you're making sure that you're not touching them door jambs when you're coming in. Or you're not brushing up against that wall because that paint is probably laced in gold or some, unicorn blood or some shit. It's like made with the tears of babies in that paint. So you're not trying to scratch any of that because it's going to cost you $300 to fix it or whatever. So, I mean, when you're managing that damage to your home, you got to think about everything that tank's going to touch. The floor where you're going to put that tank, if it's going to touch the wall or not, like 8-foot tank, right, DC? How are you going to get behind your sump to wipe up water that falls on your floor?
That's the thing. Like I said, I was thinking about doing 6, like just enough for me to get behind there, squat down. Like I said, that for the drain, I'm almost 100% sure it's gonna be on the side and not on the back.
Right.
Just cause even dealing with my 4-foot tank, it's hard. Like you said, it's hard to get back there. Like you ain't moving once it's filled with water, you ain't moving it. And
even if it's on wheels.
Right, even if it's on wheel or if it's drained, you still ain't moving. Like that thing is heavy, man. Like talk about a tank that size. So man, it's just a lot to think about.
See, I didn't put mine on the wheels because I was thinking to myself, like, first of all, I'm not moving a tank full of water on wheels. I don't care what nobody says. So the wheels are a moot point for me if that means that ultimately I still have to drain the tank to move it. Right. So I was like, I'd rather just stay in one spot.
Right.
I'd rather just stay in one spot. Like, and plus, I know the wheels are rated for like 9,000 pounds per wheel. That's 4 to 6 points of contact on my floor. You can expect that they're going to be divots wherever those wheels are.
I thought about that. Like, yeah, why would people put wheels? Like, I got a floor. It's not going to be on concrete.
Right.
It's going to be on a floor that's going to be braced, of course, from the bottom. But like you said, once you put those, like, that's going to be like you're going to have.
That's like 4 tons.
Yeah.
On 6 points of contact.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Right? Over a long. I'm pretty sure this is not like a 2-year tank, right? This is going to be a 10-year tank, 20-year tank. Well, it's going to be a dream thing, right?
10-year tank for me for sure.
Right, exactly. So my thing is like if it's in one spot, I don't got to deal with it. And plus, there's always a little bit of wiggle on the wheels or whatever. It's like I don't want to wipe my magnet cleaner on the whole tank goes like shaped like
right.
There's a lot of things to consider. Is and this already, but like for that one is probably one that was easy to be like, yeah, I don't want wheels. No, that's no. I want it to be adjustable height so I can level it correctly.
Right.
But I don't need it to move anywhere. And them little adjustable feet, those things were a godsend because I don't have any shims underneath the tank.
Okay.
And because there's like mine has 8 points of contact with the floor with those adjustable things, right? And for me, what that means is that if I did need to move the tank when I had that leak from the overflow, the synergy overflow, when I did need to move it, I just went to each corner and unscrewed it up, let it balance on the other, and then put the furniture slider underneath it, and then screwed it back down, and then did it all 4 corners. And then when I was done, when they were all on 4 furniture sliders, unscrewed the other ones, let them go up. And then I slid the tank around to where I wanted it to be, level it off with the 2 in the corner, and then I lowered all of the other 4 ones to touch the floor and make it level. That was my way because it was easy. I could move the whole tank and the stand with the sump in there by myself on furniture sliders across my hardwood without scratching it. Right. That was the easy part. I guess the wheels would kind of make that easier, but I don't know. I just don't them wheels got to rotate. They got ball bearings in them. That's too many points failure for me.
Yeah, make you nervous.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man, this has been some good. This one gets good talk. Man, we haven't this in a long time. We haven't had this in a long time. Maybe, like I said, I'm in a new spot now, so I could do this a little bit more often, almost every Friday or Monday. I'm gonna try to go live now. Now that because it's not Hangouts no more, it's StreamYard.
Oh, by the way, too, wherever you put your tank, see how your water changes is gonna work.
I thought about that. So I do have the dose. I'm doing automatic. Well, not automatic, but it's gonna be automated water change. So when I hit a button, it's gonna change my water. I got 2 65-gallon reservoir. I plan on doing like 20 gallons every water change. So I'm hoping that get me through a good 3 weeks of water change when I do that. And I'm planning on since we have a 1-car garage, I plan on get one of those the shelving, like how you could put like a water heater on the shelf. Like I plan on suspending the 2 containers.
The drums.
Yeah, so I don't take up any garage space because my wife's not having it. And then I could go ahead and just run my lines through the walls because the garage is on like the opposite side of that room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a wall that's between the room and the garage. And what's up, man? Kids,
Real cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
The kids are home for school.
I win.
Good.
I won the basketball game.
Good. Go win some more.
And we're getting ice cream.
Yeah.
We got ice cream from the ice cream truck.
Nice. Sounds good. No, I'm good right now. Thank you.
And I am good at dribbling now.
You're good at dribbling?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Nice.
Tomorrow you can compete me in the game if you want.
Got you.
Oh, he charging you now?
Pretty much challenge has been issued, sir. Yeah, but that's with me. Like my garage is right next to where my tank room is, and I'm spoiled now because of the actual, having 2 80-gallon reservoirs in my garage that we do the water change, on my big tank and the Elo-san. It's just nice having that water there.
Yeah.
I hate to add more to your list, but also you got to find a salt that is stable over long periods of time, roughly a month. I can tell you right now, Blue Bucket ain't.
What do you think about the Brightwell, the Neo Marine?
I haven't tried it. But I was one of those people that was waiting with bated breath for the BRS testing on the salt to kind of see which one, really kept the parameters over a long period of time. So, I mean, I think the Brightwell did a really good job, but in my personal experience, the Red Sea Blue Bucket is good for about a week and a half. But anything past that, I seem to drop a lot of alkalinity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Calcium and mag are pretty good, but I don't know, it just goes down to about like 7.
Yeah, I kind of since I'm like I guess I'm a creature of habit. Like you kind of follow trends and stuff. Like I see World Wide Core using Brightwell everything, so it's like because I was using Tropic Marin for my water changes, but I just can't. I can't pay the $100 every time I need, especially on a tank that size. I'm looking towards like the $50, $60.
Bro,
like
we go through 4 buckets a month. I can't afford Tropic Marin even at wholesale prices.
Right.
I can't afford it. It's just, and I'm talking about 4 buckets, and that's with doing like, the occasional water change, the occasional show, shipping corals, replacing the water from the coral shipping, siphoning out the sumps, replacing that water or whatever. I can't afford at wholesale prices Tropic Marin. We actually ended up we've been using the Live Aquaria and Blue Bucket in the bags. The commercial bags have been the go-to for us. It's just been more consistent. The Live Aquaria, whenever it goes on sale, right, we'll pick it up. We'll pick up a couple boxes. And Blue Bucket, whenever that's on sale, if we can find it on sale, we'll pick up a couple of buckets or a couple of boxes of that, or bags rather, the commercial bags. But that's been real good. And the thing is too, as a store, we can't run them elevated parameters. I can't be running alkalinity at 9 and 10 and crazy stuff like that. We got to run what 90% of everybody else is doing. 7.5 to 8.5 is where we kind of keep it.
So what's the what's the benefit of running it at 9 and 10 and all that stuff?
Growth, faster growth.
Faster.
I mean, yeah, if you got the nutrients to support that higher alkalinity, by nutrients I mean, phosphates, nitrates, and all that stuff. If you're feeding often, got really good lights, you're in a balanced system where the corals are eating up those nutrients as fast as you can add them. Running a higher alkalinity, a higher pH is gonna give you that faster growth.
Okay.
For us, we do a heavy in, heavy out. So we run zero nutrients in the system, right? So they zero out within 24 hours of feeding. They'll zero back out. So what we're doing is through the cryptic live rock refugium and the Chaeto refugium, we can't keep them, so we dose them.
Okay.
So it's heavy in, heavy out. So I mean, I'll throw in, 300-400 mils of Phyto every 3 days, Monday, Wednesdays, and Sunday. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays is like 300 mils of Phyto plus amino acids, plus Benepets, plus Reefroids, broadcast, clouds up the entire tanks, take off the filter socks, take off the skimmer, let it run for 24 hours. Turn back everything on, skimmer goes crazy for a couple hours, dump the skimmer cup, and everything is fed. But that leads to no nutrient spike for us. It just goes right back to zero. But the corals eat it up, right?
Right.
And we do that because it's easier to do that than to run a balanced system with ever-changing stock. I mean, at any given time, I might be heavy dominant on softies and need a dirty system, and not as then the SPS won't be that many SPS in there, or I have more SPS than I do softies, and I need to run it cleaner. So we figure keeping everything at base and adding what we need to keep the colors and keep everything alive works better for us.
All right, guys. I don't know if y'all saw, but that was the wife. She come to pick me up. But
the wife is sauce. What's up, Click Clack?
Yeah, what's up, Click Clack, man? Y'all came in a little late, but if I can, I'll boot it up again when I get home. I gotta do some painting and just get ready for the weekend.
Cleaning size. I hear that. I gotta do a water change today.
I appreciate you, Tristan, for hanging with me for so long, man.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Had some downtime today, quiet at the office, so
glad.
It's good to catch up.
All right, man. Y'all be easy. Y'all have a great weekend. Take care of your tanks.
All right, guys. Take care. Right. You guys be safe. Be healthy.
That's right.
And stay away from people. I'll catch y'all later.
QT everything, yeah.
Including yourself and your family members.
Exactly.
Later.
All right, man.